grinding, bro.
Sound like some mafia shit,
Mafia shit, Junebug.
Assassin's mode, man. Assassin mode.
This is the party scary. I try to talk to these niggas in. This is the party spooky. They play the role in the movie. Yeah, I swear to God, I put the fear God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the fear God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the fear God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the fear God in these niggas. I never go back on my promise.
Okay, who gonna kick it off? What up, what up, what up? This your boy Ty Data. We about to get dangerous. As you know, the most dangerous whatever kind of crew that's in the community right now. Let me go ahead and get some stuff out straight off the get-go. So let me get shout out to All Time Flat up in the building. You know what I'm saying? They probably ain't sending out no notifications because, you know, we dangerous. So let's go ahead and get dangerous. So the question is why the Aboriginals so dangerous? So if we about to walk into a booby trap, are you gonna let me know there's a booby trap there? Or what? You know what I'm saying? Why are we so dangerous? Are you just gonna give us a hint? So we need that answer, Brother Jabari and the rest of the crew. But this is what I want to talk about before everybody go in. Now, something that's very special about the Aboriginals and about the Aboriginal movement that shakes a lot of people's boots. And this also drives the wedge in why the Aboriginals are dangerous. Now, one of the things that makes us dangerous that we have to, at some point, we have to embrace is that we are very different. There is no Aboriginal analog analogy. There is no Aborigine guidelines. There is no Aborigine book. We all are individual peoples, and individual we come in and individual we go out. And this is something that we need to embrace as Aboriginals. So the second you hear these dudes say, oh, you Aboriginal dudes, you Aboriginal niggas, these Aboriginals, they need to specify, they need to be very specific in what Aboriginals are they talking about. Are you talking about the tribe up Aboriginals? Are you talking about the Moor Aboriginals, the Hebrew Aboriginals? Is there such thing as a Pan-African Aboriginal? If that is, man, you fucked up. Okay? So, what Aboriginals are they talking about? Are they talking about the Pan-African ain't African Aboriginals? Are they talking about a motherfucking greenhouse ain't the greenhouse Aboriginals? What type of who are they talking about? They ain't Callaway Aboriginals? Who are they talking about? If they can't be specific in who they're talking about, then wherever they get their information from or whoever they're subscribing to, because keep in mind, there's no book for this philosophy. You see what I'm saying? You can't read no book and be up on Aboriginal game. You've been listening to somebody, fam. Jabari, you've been listening to somebody. Seti, you've been listening to somebody. And all the other Pan-African, who are y'all listening to? Because don't no channel represent all Aboriginals, okay? We got the tribe up over here. This is one little section and one little group, and inside this little group, we all have our individual personal beliefs. But there's one thing that we all have in common, and this is the one thing that ties us all together. The one thing that ties us all together, and even I even hear some of the Pan-African people say it, the one thing that ties us all together is that we all believe that we were here before these robotic people, whatever hell, new shit we got gonna call them today. These Romans or whatever, we was here before they was here. That's number one. Number two is that we need to do something about it. Okay? We can't no longer sit around talking shit about it. If you're going to Africa, go. If you're going to get gold, go get some. Okay? We don't want to hear that you're the heir to the throne and nobody, you mean to tell me there's $1 billion waiting for you and nobody went to go get it? You mean to tell me y'all niggas is sitting on gold and diamonds and nobody's going to get it? Okay? Peace, Joe 47 in the building, all time flat in the building. We got Lee McKenzie in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? We finna get dangerous. So you Aboriginals, you need to be very on guard when you hear somebody say these Aboriginal guys or these Aboriginal group. Do not stop everything right there. Stop. What Aboriginals are you talking about? Because each Aborigine has its own individual beliefs. This is the power that we have. Okay? This is a power that we have and we need to embrace it. Stop them. Because we don't have a book. You understand what I'm saying? So stop them. We got flat earthers. We got Moors. We done took on some of the Hebrews. We done gobbled up some of the Muslims. We done gobbled up some of the Christians. We gobbling. This is why we so dangerous, because we gobbling up some of everybody. And we gobbling up Pan-Africans. And with that being said, when it comes to origins, many Aboriginals have different origins. Some Aboriginals say, yeah, we walked over here on a land bridge. Some people say, well, we swam over here with boats. Some people say, well, you know, we got beamed down by Illuminati spaceship. Some people say we came from an Anunnaki. Some people say, man, we was always here. There's a lot of different origin stories that we got here. So, this is the power that you have, Aboriginals. And do not let them take it from you. The second they start boxing us all into Dane Calloway, you notice that was the first strategic move that they tried to do. That was their first strategic plan. When Chief Holiday and Lex Vortex and the rest of the crew, A1, AP, and Jag, those were some of the main three people that I know of that was chopping them down. The first thing they tried to do is they tried to pin all of us on one person. They tried to pin all of us on one box, on one. See, that's how you can step it out. And then when they pinned us to that box, they tried to shut Dane Calloway down. So now our fire goes out with him. Okay, these dudes are dumb as hell. Okay, they've been doing the same dumb ass tricks generation after generation after generation. Not this time, buddy. Not this time. So some of this shit makes us so damn dangerous. And this is what they try to do. They're gonna put us in the box, all you Aboriginals. So you mean to tell me the who? You mean to tell me the Muslims, the Moors, the Hebrews, the Christians? Are you talking about those Aboriginals? Like half of them don't even like it. Do you know half of these Aboriginal niggas don't even like each other, bro? Like what? Who the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, embrace your Aboriginal. Embrace your individuality, and we got Aboriginals that believe in giants too, bro. We got some that believe in giants. So the giants came over here or some shit. So we got, man, there's all types of Aboriginals out here. So never allow anyone to peg you in the Aboriginal box because you are an individual. You say you're an Aboriginal, you are an individual, and you have some common interest in some Aboriginals. Me and Chief Holiday, we go along with some things, some of the things we don't. Me and Lieberson got some things we mess with, some things we don't. So it's a mix and match and switch. It's all smashed up over here. It's confusing as hell. It's like a tangled up slinky over this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? And they don't know what to do. The Dane Calloway shit, man, let's pin all these motherfuckers on Dane Calloway, and let's just make Dane Calloway some type of evil guy who wants money and some shit. And then they're gonna die out with him. That was their first move. And the shit failed. So now apparently in the back chat we're dangerous and the Aboriginals are so dangerous. And that's one of the reasons why we're dangerous, is because we are individuals. And it's they don't promote individuals. They like to clunk everybody together through a book, a song, a culture, or whatever the fuck that is, and that can be dangerous. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Who we got out here? We got Black Lotus up here. We got Libra Sun. We got IMU, and we got Cheap Holiday in the building. We even got Aboriginal Power, the young phenom, in the building. We want to hear some of his thoughts as well. Some of you young guys, we'd love to hear some of your thoughts. And I don't mean young like teenagers, like you ain't like I ain't got that much on you at Aboriginal Power. I ain't got that much on you now. But you know what I'm saying? So but we is two different generations. So Joe 47, we got Big Hawk in the building, the toughest dude on TribeUp.app. Check him out in his karate studio. Go support, check him out. You know what I'm saying? TribeUp.app/Big Hawk. And then we got Rayada. I keep messing up your name. I'm sorry. It's Raina. Huh? Raina. Okay.
Yeah, Raina.
I keep getting honor from. I always put an O in it. Yeah, we got Raina.
Raina, the Raina, the she people. You know what I'm saying? See, that's another thing we're gonna have to whoop City on too. You keep saying Olmec. Y'all keep saying these terms that y'all don't know nothing about. Come on, man. Like, how old is this term Olmec? And when you start seeing people that's been here older than when they said that Olmecs came here, now you got issues because y'all double talking. Is Luzia that was on your computer screen that you know about, Seti, is she an Olmec? I just need to know this. Like, can somebody tell me this? Is Naya or Olmec? God damn it, I'm tired of y'all, man. Who y'all playing with over here, man? Like, we y'all putting stuff out here, man. It's out for critique. We put shit out, critique it. I sent it to MBK. I wondered if they're gonna show up. I told my challengers to come on the panel. We have a respectful conversation because we're here to teach them. They're not here to debate us. So debate means that me and Ab can have a debate. Check. So that's what we're gonna be doing on Face Off too. We're gonna do Face Off Thursdays. We're doing Face Off and Aboriginals. Come on, we're gonna discuss topics that maybe not really divisive, but we might, because we all don't believe the same things, right? But sometimes when we tell you it's not about beliefs, it's about facts, it's about evidence. Shout out to Dr. David Imhotep, you know what I'm saying? Who we ask the right questions. See how that works? We're not laying back, reacting, waiting for somebody to hand us something, give us some information or whatever, right? We're going out and creating the information. We're creating the what we, you know what I'm saying? So when Ab say he is the source, I mean, if you hadn't heard it nowhere else before, nobody else is gonna tell you, I mean, at some point, that's the source. And then people would be like, well, you didn't write a book. Well, guess what? It's called technology. It's called the way people are. If some people learn visually better, right? They're programming our children visually, right? So we have to deprogram it the same way that they're doing it. Everybody's not gonna sit around and read a book. I can guarantee you that 90% of the books, 99% of the books that we put out there, not too many people are gonna say, yo, you know what, I'm gonna go back and read that. Because we don't have time. It's going on in life. People have other things going on. So yeah, I do appreciate when people read books and stuff like that or whatever and go through stuff or whatever to show people that these things do exist. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they only accept books as being scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter who wrote. Jack Forbes wrote that. You know what I mean? Or so-and-so wrote it. What they try to do is try to discredit the books and things of that nature, whatever. But we do provide the scholarship aspect of it, right? But there's other aspects of it. And I try, me personally, I tried to attack the psychology aspect of our issue, of the problem, right? I'm calling it the problem. There's a problem, but it's internal. The internal has to happen first. It can't happen outside. Somebody gonna give you some reparations to fix you, right? You have to fix yourself internally. Internally inside you personally, and then it goes out from there. If you still consider yourself a slave, right? You're comfortable going to the plantation. A free man is not comfortable going and working for somebody else. That's how this works. Right. Yo, bro, like, so y'all getting Jews like this somewhere else. Cool. I respect that. I respect that. Shout out to ATF in the building, Chief Copperfoot in the building. This motherfucker, go subscribe to that brother's channel, man. Go check him out.
What up? Hey, Chief, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So,
yes, sir.
In your opinion, why do you think we're so dangerous? They keep saying this, but they're not explaining it to us.
Because the paradigms that they're putting out there, that's put out there by the Melville Herselvics and so on and so forth, right? Franz Boaz's and and their African American studies teacher, right? And all other orders that, I'm glad we got the God Black Lotus on here so he can get into this segue right into the orders and things that these guys are following, right? When we're talking about the MBKs, we're going to pick on MBK right now a little bit, okay? I like those guys though, man. I really do. Shout out to my boy, man. Shout out to Chanel, man. Shout out to all them guys over there, right? But face us with scholarship, right? Y'all can come on here right now and bring whatever scholarship you got. Danny, shout out to Danny Cologne, aka True Story. I actually like these guys, right? But they don't like the information. The thing is called information, info wars, right? So it's about information. Why don't y'all put some information in there? That's gonna prove what y'all saying. Like what we're saying is, it's like, okay, we have the anthropology, the craniology, the geology to back up what we're saying. Y'all will say, okay, well, here's some fantasy DNA. Like, you can't prove that. But we can prove our point in the court of law. Just how this work. And also, what we're doing is, like, we're pushing the line, like, to this government. To say, okay, if Jesse Jackson changed, help you guys to see the light and change to African Americans, right? Because they was being Afrocentric, right? So everybody that all these the MBKM, y'all are saying that y'all riding with Jesse Jackson. Y'all said this work. I don't know how y'all not separated from the orders, the status quo. How are you not teaching the status quo? How are you guys breaking the mold? That's what we call controlled opposition. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try you niggas as being controlled ops. Whether you know it or you don't know it, but you're controlled opposition. You're not free thinking. When Daniel was reading the passages and I read back and we played it back and we showed you were reading your demise and you still push the you know how like a nigga just reading something that's not what it, and he's explaining it not what he just fucking read, and y'all supposed to be smart. Shout out to Kaba. Peace, Queen, but come on, man. Y'all say y'all really about scholarship. Show me some motherfucking scholarship. Where is it at? Show me prior to 1776 any motherfucking scholarship. Matter of fact, you niggas are so motherfucking experts in slaves. Why y'all don't never teach on slavery? Everything that y'all talking about is the terrorism that happened in the late 1800s and the 1900s. Y'all not talking about none of this because these people were not here. What y'all don't teach is the fucking truth. That's what you don't teach. And you have the fucking nerve to say we dangerous? We're dangerous to you. I would never tell another man he's dangerous. I'm scared. You niggas, that's why we put fear in you niggas, because you niggas suck. Tell y'all paymaster, y'all need to be fired. They need to do something else, man. That shit is garbage, bro. This shit that y'all put out is absolutely garbage. It's not helping nobody. It's only pushing the same tired slave, old poor me. And Danny he plays an old jazz and shit, right? And he has that old slave voice and shit. Just be, old Vincent Price ass voice, like, you know what I mean? Just so dreary. Niggas be soaking this shit up. Oh, he's so great. Y'all suck, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I slaughtered that nigga. You know it. Listen. Oh God, sweet on my son right here. On him, nigga. I slaughtered that nigga. He know it. So all this other, when you tell another nigga I agree with you 5 times in a debate, and I tell that nigga in his face, nigga, I don't agree with shit you say, nigga. Who won? Fuck's wrong with you niggas? Yeah, nigga.
Hold up, Chief. The slave voice, bro. Man. I can't let that fly. Hold up. Y'all know
slave
y'all look good to goofy as hell. The slave voice. What the hell is a slave voice? Can you please can I get a movie or can you give me a sample or can I get a movie or something?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I can't even think of a slave movie right now. Oh, so much pain. He was having so much.
This is
oh, sweet Jesus. That nigga sound like he at church somewhere, bro. Like, bro, you suck, bro. Like, bro, that nigga sound like a funeral director or something. Nigga, you suck. Nigga. Like, goddamn. Nigga, we should have.
Hell no.
This is
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. We gonna fuck with y'all next because they be trying to make little videos and shit. They be trying to do anything. Shout out to the Hootie. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but it's what it is. It's funny. Where's the scholarship? When y'all gonna debunk us?
Hold up. I can't let that name get past me. What is that name?
Who? Which one? The Hootie?
You mad?
The Hootie? Yeah, it's the Hootie. I think I don't know.
Names like they just normal as hell. Like the Hootie. Like what does that mean? Like what the hell? Like is I'm that damn weird or what? Like come on, Black Lotus man, come on man.
Yeah, Lotus man, go ahead.
Somebody help me, bro. This gotta be the weirdest shit I ever seen, bro. Like I do.
Oh. Hey, Danny be doing that eulogy every night. He be like, latest the rest. He be reading it like underlining shit and red and stuff. Be like, yo, bro, we here watching this. Obviously, I'll catch it live and I watch it. I'm thinking to myself like, yo, is this real? Like these niggas this slow. Like we are free thinking people over here that know shit. So at the end of the day, when you say something, nigga, we gonna. If you tell me that there's slavery in the Constitution, then I'm gonna prove you wrong. If you tell me that we 3/5 of the human beings, then guess what? I'm gonna prove you the fuck wrong, right? So even when Jay-Z them saying stuff or whatever, somebody need to correct them. Somebody need to tell them that 3/5 of the human being had nothing to do with being black or white. 3/5 of it had nothing to do with 3/5 of the human being. It had something to be 3/5 of voting, not human beings. It had nothing to do with that. So that's the thing that people get fucked up, and we have to talk about that because we keep wrapping ourselves around being 3/5 of a human. That's not true. That's another game. It's more slave tales, right? And it's interesting how they always, same way they can change our names they changed our names in the 80s, right? While all of us was living when they changed our names. Check. Okay, so maybe Ab wasn't. I'm trying. Wait a minute. No, yeah, not all of us. Some of us was born, African Americans, right? But it's like a 30-year thing, right? So my point is that this shit ain't real. It's fake. So they have changed our names on paper. They should scratch the names out. Shout out to Kyle where he showed us on his own family paperwork. They'd be like, nah, that ain't true. Really? But that's the same thing they did. So what are you saying? What are you saying when you say this, right? What are you saying? So if you're saying that you ride with Jesse Jackson and all the Boule ass members, right? That's what y'all saying. So we're gonna charge y'all with that. If you align with the African American, then you're part of the problem too. Y'all see how this work? Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, okay, if you don't believe in the theory of evolution, but you are out of Africa theorist or hypothesis, right? Person who believes that, guess what? That is and if you believe in DNA, it's directly attached to the monkey theory. The monkey theory is Lucy. I don't know what else to say. Like, they found other monkeys that outside of Lucy that's older than Lucy. Y'all said it work? Like, is this real? Like, is it for real? For real. They say they got monkeys in America that go back 25 million years, bro. That supposedly evolved to people. So what you're saying is they went back to Africa and then turned to me in there and they came back? Come on, bro. Like, it's too goddamn dumb. You telling us we came up with zero here in America, we built all this shit, fed all these people all around the world? It didn't. We from Africa, and we left Africa and then did everything here and then took it back. What? That's dumb. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care what doctor. Remember, we didn't really get on Dr. Renoco head that good or whatever, but the shit he was saying was disrespectful. Like, nigga, who y'all talking to? Like whenever they show us Australians, they show us mulattoes. They never show us the black fellas. So goddamn it, it's black fellas on every square inch of this fucking planet, niggas. What is y'all talking about? Don't show me no mixed people say, oh, those are Australians. No, they're not. Because if you go to where the real Australians are, you're going to see some Negroes. So when they're showing you these other people, they're mixed with blonde hair. They're mixed. They're not showing you the authentic people that are there, fam.
Yeah.
Come on,
we
bro.
got Iron Flying Squirrel in the building. We got the original Copper Emperor Harper in the building. Joe 47. Zoe Taylor was up in here. All Time Flat was the first in the building. What up, man? We appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, yo, man, like we gonna beat up on them for a little bit longer, right?
Let me get a question in real quick, because I'm interested to hear what Libra's son gonna say too. So let's start over here. I guess whoever else want to answer, why y'all think we so dangerous to these guys or to ourselves? I'm guessing we dangerous to ourselves. We're putting ourselves in there. That's what I'm getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? So unless they trying to say we're dangerous to other people, I'm not sure. Why you
I got a simple answer. They said the same thing about Frederick Douglass. They said the same thing about Martin Luther King and the like. It's really just coon talk.
Now understand what he's saying, y'all. He's the man who's been through these generations. So you been through the fire hydrants and shit, right? You was like 10 or some shit?
Nah.
Now I ain't talking about like literally got hit and shit, but I mean like you was watching that shit.
No, I was around during the riots, yeah. But
so y'all put some respect on that name, and y'all put some respect on it. So you basically saying that throughout history,
so you was out there with Martin Luther King in, bro.
Right. So you saying throughout your history you've been seeing a pattern of these, new movements or people that's rather.
Well, it's the status quo, man. People when they try to maintain the status quo, aka cooning, and they say this. They say, man, you dangerous. You dangerous because it puts them out of their comfort zone. You feel me?
Right. They ain't got no answers to your questions. They don't know the right questions to ask you.
Well, they don't want to stir up the bee's nest, even though they being stung all the time. You know what I mean?
I see you just saying. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm a very visual person, so I literally picture that. Hell no. Anybody else? Lotus? I am you.
What was the question?
Why the Aborigines so dangerous? Why are we so dangerous?
All right, the Aboriginals are dangerous for a couple of reasons. I mean, Libra's son nailed it. Another thing I've noticed was claiming that we're American and the time that we're in now. It's important and detrimental to many institutions and Ivy League schools who promote that we're African American. So we're going against the grain in the institutions. We're going against the grain in the pseudo institutions, which is the Kemetic community and the I'm from West African community and all that other stuff. It's a threat in a way of the young people today. They're not trying to hear that we're from Africa nonsense and you're from a West African tribe. They're not trying to hear that. They know that they're from the hood they're in. They're going through the things they're going through in the hood they're in, and that's all they know. Besides being educated in school. So what happens is now that we can challenge what the institutions and Ivy Leagues have said about us being from Africa, evolution, and all these other things, that the youth can now receive a proper message, a proper learning. Another thing too, man, is pride, individual pride in the place they stand. If you're thinking that you're from Africa, your subconscious and psychological understandings will not be embedded into the land that you stand on. Your mind is going to consistently think of being on another continent So you're not going to put your all to secure and make this country great or better than whatever Trump thought he was going to do. You're going to want to make Africa better, Africa greater, everything back to Africa. Go get a daishiki from Toyota, from Taiwan and all that good stuff.
Japan and shit.
Exactly. You know, and then rep it hard.
Right, and then hate Asians for making it and shit. Dumbass niggas, like, what the fuck?
Exactly. So it's a threat in a lot of ways. I'm glad that it is, because this is something
that's deep, bro. That's deep.
Definitely. I've been digging into it, man. Our good buddy, who we are not followers of, Dan Calloway, he knows. He knows. That's why Mr. Jabari was saying that he's a threat. He is a threat.
I did go in on that shit too.
Yeah, you sure did. You sure did, because you're a threat to that institutionalized boule coon nonsense that they've been teaching, which has always been a lie. It's always been designed to keep us confused. And then that African American studies is trash. It's always been looked at as a joke. So now you have a group of people that can implement. How about we have American studies, or we start studying our country right here? On a note, before I let it pass to the mic, before I studied any other country, any information, language, history, culture, whatever, I studied this continent first. So for me, it was already embedded to know the information and knowledge of this continent that I live in. And I have pride in this continent. But I also reflected and represented the whole planet as a whole. I represent the species of our people, not just, one continent. So now that we're here in America, the thriving country, may be stagnated or however we look at it right now, but we are the best. So why not put you all in the best? You're gonna put you all in some place where, they got slinky necks and I'm not gonna go into that, because they have rural areas, urban areas, and cities and all that stuff around the world. But we have the best and the capability to make it much better if we just invest in ourselves, man. So that threat is very important. It's very important. Now they try to create that ADOS situation, and that's like probably the last push. But man, this American movement, this Aboriginal movement, it is taking over. It has completely taken over. Nobody want to hear about Africa no more. Nobody want to hear about you from this tribe, or the group of people that don't know who you are.
Oh shit, Lotus, don't do it to them.
They don't know who they are. And none of them have support of people from Africa. Like, you can't get any of them. You can't get MBK to show us 10 African members who are from Africa, never been to America, not trying to come to America, just from Africa. Don't speak English, because if they speak English, they are heavily westernized. Period. There's no way around that. They speak English. They're educated in English, European, Western thinking. So can they show us a real, pure, cultural, traditional African? Not saying it all, all of them that speak English, but the ones that I've encountered from the continent misnomer as Africa have told me that be careful who you deal with from this continent, because a lot of them are just trying to make some money off of you. They don't care. They're educated, and they're coconuts, worse than Oreo cookies.
Damn, Lotus went in. Lotus went in on that one. Let me get a little food for thought real quick for the little racist groups out there. Understand something. Aboriginal is something that your so-called enemy, the white people, can never be. That's one thing they could never be. They can be African. They can be also African Americans. They might even be a Hebrew or Muslim. They can be Muslim. I don't know about all this other stuff. But they can be some of that other stuff. But there's one thing they cannot be. Is a true Aboriginal. They can be and that's a little food for thought right there. That's another little dangerous little tickle for you.
Look, not only that, Ty, they can be black.
And they can be black. Hold up. How's that? Hold on, how's that? How that work?
Oh man, because it's a false made up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. So that's a little tickle for you right there. The Aboriginal is one thing white people cannot be. Now, what they could do is they can have a little tit for tat, claims and stuff like that, and a little tit for tat, but they can't be Aboriginal. Okay, with that word original, they can't be that. So for everybody that hate everybody, think about that. Think about that in the morning. So while you calling yourself an African American, think about that. You're actually saying there's white people out there that legitimately have your same title. I wanted to have that tickle in the morning. Who we got coming up next? We got I Am You in the building. I Am You. Why the Aboriginal so dangerous, man? I like Lotus, man, is like, it's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be hard.
Oh, it's hella hard. I don't know how I can top that. I don't know how, the only thing I can do is just say, get your hand out of my pocket. That's about as best I can do after that that statement. I have to dig into the economic side of it. So when somebody announces you that they're better than you because they have six figures, you already know that person's already putting you down and putting them up, and they're saying you can't reach my status, so you're nobody I need to listen to. But there's a whole lot of people that don't have your status, so they don't account for nothing. So that makes us dangerous, because when you have that many people who are not in that position, which is a ton of us, are like that, that is dangerous, because you are stirring a hornet's nest. Because bottom line, things happen when people get fed up. I use the statement, or I use the term in statement, desperate situations create great motivation. And we're starting to get to the point where the economy and numbers are not adding up to the value of what you can purchase. So sooner or later, people are going to like, you know what, I've had enough of this. And then things will be transgressed. So right now, you're looking at now this whole thing about Aboriginal, and people like saying, maybe, you know what, am I? Wait a minute, who the hell's been lying to me? And the next thing you know, it becomes a snowball effect or a domino effect. And next thing you know, that would put fear in those who are in certain positions, because they can no longer hold those positions or come out and play. You understand? You have to go back to the playground and find another sandbox. And just for stating that, I'm throwing a little shade, but I'm gonna make an announcement that I'm making that kind of shade. That person who knows what I'm speaking about knows what I'm speaking about. But to keep it on the real thing, that's what makes it very fearful, because the foundation underneath your feet are starting to move, and it don't feel so good. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Because like I said, it's hard to top what Lotus said.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Right. So when you say somebody making six figures, well, one thing you gotta understand when you talk about money is that even if you do make six figures, there's nothing you can do that we can't do. The only difference is you can probably just do it more. So whatever car you got, we can get it. We just might have to save up a little bit longer, and maybe even need a little help with it. We can get it too. So when you look at six figures, it's really not that much money, especially to people that make 9 figures and make 10 figures and 13
it also
figures.
belongs
That's
to the
pennies. That's pennies to them. You see what I'm saying? The only thing is that, when you making 6 figures, you can do, you can go out, you can wake up in the morning, on some cases, and just fly overseas. Which somebody regular, we can't do that, but we can still go over there. We can save up, and we can get a trip over there. You see what I'm saying? So there's nothing you can do that we can't do. The only thing is that you get to do it faster and maybe even more times. But we still get the experience, and we still get to do it. So if you think you making 6 figures, if you think you doing something holy grail, let's say you make 14 figures and then try some shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? Because somebody who make 19 figures or 10 figures, something like that, man, that's paper money to them. Now it might be something to us, and it might mean something to us. So you could dangle it in my face. You could dangle $7 million in my face and 90 boo boo me and shit. But guess what? There's another person that's dangling 80 million in your face and saying, look, bro, that's chump change. So there's no even, and I could take $200 and do the same thing. So let's, I'm not sure exactly who did that to you or who said that, but that's some colonized shit. That's some weird shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Because
and it only has its value
don't separate
in the Matrix, though. It only has value in the Matrix. You can't take that 6 figures and take it out of the Matrix. It only has the value in the Matrix. So there you have it.
Right. So, but
that
is a good thing. But that is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Whoever said that, if they got, if they got, good schooling, and whoever, congratulations to them. But that's kind of low to be walking around as if you're holier than thou or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get slapped the fuck up or you can't get knocked the fuck out just like everybody else can. Like you can fly or some shit.
In fact, people that got money don't talk about the money. So that's number one.
That's what I'm
way
saying.
More Aborigines that got more money than you. I already told this fool whenever he wanna do that, let's do it. And I bet him his salary.
Hold on. Wait. Nigga, who are we talking about?
You work for somebody.
Hold up.
He know what we're talking about. He know what we're talking about. Oh. You work for somebody you're talking about. Like, he actually worked for some white people to talk about. I make 6 figures a year. Well, nigga, we trying to show you how to...
he was saying it theoretically. So he was literally talking about somebody.
Yeah, no, literally.
Okay. Matter of fact...
I mean, this dude be like telling us like y'all broke this now. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't know who you talking to. Like, you really don't.
Well, you broke too, motherfucker. You ain't got no big ass.
That ain't like you work for somebody. He's on eggshells every day. You can get fired tomorrow, brother.
Yeah.
Fired. Like, out of there. I can't get fired, bro. I can't fire myself. So yeah.
But if the brother work hard, you know what I'm saying, that's a good thing. But don't come back and shit on everybody else like you're holier than thou, because there's people out there that will take your little 6 figures and be like, I spent that shit on some shoes, bro. I got some motherfucking Chuck signed by Chuck Taylor, nigga, that's worth more than your whole damn. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about me. I don't have it, but I'm saying that there's people out there that got shit like that. They got millions.
He riding around with 500 right now. Literally. He riding around the 500 right now.
Who? Like you a real person?
Yeah.
Oh well, congratulations to that brother. Well, congratulations to that brother. We all could get one if we really wanted to, and we put our focus on it. So, you know what I'm saying? You might just go get 2, but we can still get 1, nigga. So shit, don't get to.
Hey, no, I mean, I don't invest my money in that.
Right, but if you really want it,
but what I can do though, I can show receipts. That's what I can do. You can show me a paycheck, nigga. I can show you receipts. So keep fucking around, nigga. I'm embarrassing niggas. That's what the fuck we gonna start doing with you niggas. We gonna embarrass you niggas. We gonna embarrass you niggas. But I'm tired of it. That's the last thing, bro. Because I was like, yo, bro, that's slander. You don't know who you talking to. I embarrass your life right now. Let's stunt. We gonna stunt. Let's stunt. I'll show you some stunt. I know that they want to count your money and do all this other stuff and be all the niggas' businesses and stuff. That's cool. That's what y'all do.
With Aboriginal.
Right.
What the hell?
What that got to do with y'all scholarship? What are we talking about? How much money you got? Right. How much money you think you got compared to real wealth and real? Can you pass that job down to your children, sir? So man, just like, why you gotta keep? That's nothing. Like, I thought it was only me. I thought he was only doing that to me. I didn't know he was doing it to IMU too. That's crazy. Like, trying to split on money. Like, who you talking to?
So who are we talking about?
MBK. Fuck it.
MBK in the audience right now. They in here deep, bro.
MBK. Y'all want the link? Y'all can come on here.
In here deep, bro. MBK coming in like gangsters, boy. Y'all better leave MBK alone, boy.
Hey man, them niggas is garbage. Them niggas' scholarship is garbage.
They coming in here deep, bro.
He made it. They be doing the slander. We just be doing the scholarship. So you know, that's all I'm saying.
Same old information. goddamn information that they kicking is on fucking life support. Like,
hey, we gonna pull the plug in a minute. Like, we like, hey, said he was your last hope, man. He was, man. He was your last hope, man. Y'all got nobody else now. We the reason why we've been staking the shit out of him and murdering him every day because he's hard headed. He's confident in the shit he say. Just like y'all be so confident.
MBK in the building. MBK in the building. MBK coming in like
Alan Brown.
Respect, nigga. Respect that, man. Respect that,
Alan
man.
Brown in the building.
Like what? Respect.
Alan Brown. Salute.
MBK, you know, bro. Respect it, though. We can't do that. We got MBK in the building.
Hey. Yo.
So, why are we dangerous? The elevator. And then you drop a pack of cigarettes. And then you drop the $1.
Hey, well, yo, let's give him a minute to get himself together. So yeah, man. So respect to Raw Born, man, aka Alan Brown. What's up, bro?
MBK in the building. They come in like gangsters.
Hey, at least he ain't scared. You know, get it up here. So I always respected that about you, Alan. I always have, man. When you coming home, bro? When you coming home? Oh, you already at home. When you going? Oh, come on. Hey, y'all. He almost on our side because I know he be researching. So I know he be researching. So tell us what you got.
Crazy. I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Peace. I'll go there.
I'm finna go in. Nah.
Hell, you blabbing about, bro?
Oh, they coming. Hey, he coming in checking. Man, y'all give it up for MBK in the building.
I'm gonna let Lotus get it. Go ahead, Lotus.
Check. Hold on.
Somebody said not this African.
He said African. He called himself African.
No. Joe 47 said not this African. Yeah, we just trying to figure out why we so dangerous. Who we dangerous to and why we so dangerous. Okay, yeah, I think he in the supermarket or some shit. He get a bottle of water or something, y'all. He'll be back. MBK in his piece. We gotta get some respect, man. We gotta get some respect. You know.
Yeah, man. It's all good. Talking enough shit there. Come out.
Somebody said the internet. Why we dangerous? Come on and tell us why we're dangerous. Because maybe you guys are right about it. Maybe we is dangerous. And maybe we just don't know. Maybe we walking off a cliff and you guys trying to save us. Or maybe it's the other way around.
Yeah, hey, let's look at it like it's they right and we wrong.
Huh?
Let's look at it like they right and we wrong, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, what has been uncovered would make that false. Like, hey, at the end of the day, right?
Auntie going in.
Rob Bourne is one of their best. This is one of their best right here, y'all. And he don't have nothing. He's not going to present nothing that we cannot. Listen, hey, bro, like if you pull out a book and you say something about African American, we're going to laugh you out of the building. So you already know this about me. So I'm going to let you lay the groundwork off the bat. If you don't have no artifacts, you don't have nothing to prove. You bring me a book that was written in 1998 talking about African burial grounds, I'm going to embarrass you around here. I'm telling you right now. So I'm trying to breathe him, trying to let y'all know what he going to do before he do it. He the best they got. He the best African they got over there.
The head honcho. We got the head honcho with
Hey, you might need some help, Rob boy.
I think he had a store. He had a beauty salon or something. Let me see. No, I hear TV.
He in the library. He's trying to find. Hey, 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 what Danny at? Hey, y'all need some help, man. Y'all go dig somebody up, man. Goddamn. Please do. I swear to God.
They came in here deep though. This shit is fun though.
Bro, they better go get help. They better go get help.
This shit is fun though. I can't
he need help.
This shit is fun, dude.
Y'all we got monsters on here. He need help. He can't handle one of us. There's too many of us over here, man.
But he still showed up. He still showed up. Like what? That shit is fun as hell, bro. It ain't in the chat
room. Don't block nobody, man. Please don't block nobody, y'all. Let them breathe tonight. Y'all can have some fun though and tear their ass up. Hey, he called us internet Indians.
Oh man. You gotta start from somewhere. Let's just see what you call us in a couple years. Give us a couple years. Let's see if we still hold that title. If we still hold that title, then y'all go. You gotta start from somewhere.
Hey, MBK, come on.
Yeah, we want to know why we dangerous.
I don't call you dangerous. I don't even know you guys still exist.
Oh, okay.
I don't even talk to y'all. I don't have nothing to say about them.
Yeah, you do. You know who you are. You know who you are.
I don't play that stuff no more, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But okay, so here's the problem, right? We say that you guys need to be put on trial for teaching the bullshit y'all teaching. Right, so that's what we say. We say y'all niggas should be put on trial for the bullshit y'all teaching. That's what we say, that y'all should be held as treasonous. That's what we're saying. You dig it?
You can do what you want.
This Chief Holiday, by the way. I don't know if you know.
So I know you. I mean, you can do that all you want.
Who the God is?
I'm not.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well listen though. Do you want to get dragged right now? Or you just want to bow? Would you gracefully bow out? Which one?
You can do whatever you
Africa. I know, but okay, what's your point? What's your point? Why are we dangerous?
Yo, my dude, I don't call you dangerous. It's 2019. My nigga, I'm gonna focus on getting my bread. That's what we doing over here. Y'all go ahead and keep playing this shit all you want. I don't care. You not dangerous to me. You not doing nothing to me. I'm trying to get these 6 figures for the year. What are you doing? I don't care about that shit.
I'm trying to get seven figures this year. That's what I'm doing. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm doing. Is it about that? Is it about liberation of the people? So if we gonna talk money, we can talk money. Why y'all talk money though? What are you talking about? What the fuck have y'all built for the community?
Hold up.
Why y'all talking money though?
Yo, let me tell you something, bro. When the last time you left the country?
When the last time I got out of the country? It's been a minute. I don't know exactly, but it's been a minute. Oh. I mean, there might be a reason for that, though. There might be a reason for that. Because I've been off the porch for a long time. Okay, so why you asking me about that? Let's go.
I asked you that. Community is full of a bunch of broke niggas who are mad because they broke. They look for reasons to
Let him go, Chief. Let him go.
Let me finish, bro. Niggas mad at the white man, talking this community and shit, but you ain't doing nothing in the niggas ain't doing nothing in the community. You can't produce it. I can tell you something right now. This summer, the West Harlem Corporation, we will be with 80 kids, like I was last summer. It's on my thing, and we doing walking tours, doing museum and fitness at the same time.
Yeah, that's why we say y'all should be put on trial and not be able to teach children ever again in life, bro. This is what we telling y'all. We seen your fucking
that's dope. That's work. That's
tour,
work.
Bro. Like this shit suck.
Hey, Chief, that's work. Hey, Chief, that's work. Bro. Chief, that's work.
Bro, like he talking disrespectful though, bro.
Know,
like no.
But that's work though. That's work. That's work. We got
that ain't no goddamn work, bro. Taking some kids to the museum and miseducating them once again is not no fucking work, my dude. My dude, that ain't no work. Would you get some jobs? Have y'all employed anybody, sir, with your 100,000? Have you employed anybody? No, you can't because you are employed.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Little niggas.
Yo, my nigga, I could put you on Facebook or call niggas and show you mad niggas I got jobs. Niggas that just came home from up top that I got jobs. And they making 67.
You got them a job.
So what you saying? Yes, facts.
You got them a job.
Yes, facts. Tell me if you
congratulations, brother. Congrats.
So what you talking about? Stop talking this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to say.
But we produce jobs, brother. We produce jobs, brother. I know, but here's the difference between me and you. I don't tell motherfuckers to go to UPS, nigga. Fucking wrong with you.
What
Little ass niggas talking about, I got niggas jobs. The fuck is you talking about?
What job do you produce? What's your company? Tell me the name of it. So I can
Chief Holiday Incorporated, nigga. That's my company. Chief Holiday Incorporated, sir.
What do you do? What job?
Empower niggas. I empower niggas. I don't do nothing. Hey, no, I'm broke. Remember, now I'm a broke internet nigga that don't do nothing. So don't worry about what I do. But what the point of contention is the shit y'all teaching, y'all should be put on trial for the shit y'all teaching.
For no reason, bro. I'm just talking.
Nah, I'm not bashing for no reason. Y'all have so much energy in the back chat. Have the same fucking energy in public.
I don't got no back chat. I don't talk about you.
Why are you here then? Why you here then, bro?
Because you told me come in. You told me come in the chat. You forgot? You just told me.
I mean, okay, so.
Come in the chat for what? I don't want to argue with just 2020, bro. I asked you when you just left the country. Nigga,
cool.
I just came from Dubai. I was in Bahrain. I don't got no time to be talking to you niggas, man. You crazy.
Bro, listen, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. That's cool. That's dope, bro. Dubai.
My nigga.
Congratulations.
You fucking crazy, bro.
Well, we worried about America, bro. We worried about you miseducating them kids this summer. That's what we worried about.
But that's though.
So here's the thing, right? I debate you about whatever the fuck you think you want to debate, and one of us got to lead the internet. How about that? You want to keep talking? What you want to do?
Nigga, I already debated you and you ran.
You ain't debate shit, man. What you do? You got me fucked all the way up. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Stop playing, bro. Like ain't nobody never beat me. First off, let's let that be. You ain't even in my weight class, man. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not in my weight class, bro.
You sound crazy.
Bro, you still talking about African American.
I'm not talking about nothing you talking about. You can't even tell me what jobs you produce.
Bro, you talking about Dubai. What did you bring up Dubai for, bro?
What's your company, my nigga?
I just told you my company is Cheap Holiday.
What kind of jobs do you produce?
I just told you.
No, make this shit up, you dumbass internet.
I'm making shit up. I'm making shit up.
We got it.
Okay, I'm making shit up. That's cool.
You fucking liar, nigga.
That's right.
What you talking about? You niggas be on the internet all day, nigga. You niggas is fucking nuts.
Okay.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Yo, let's debate. Yo, let's go. I ain't coming here to argue with you, bro.
What you coming in for then?
You told me to come in. I didn't know.
I didn't tell you to come in nothing. If you're not in the back chat, then what are you talking about then? So you got that in the back chat?
Now, nigga.
Okay, so what you talking about?
Alan, come in the chat. I ain't talking about nothing. I just came to say what's up.
I just say Alan come in the chat, so I didn't know who's in the back chat. So maybe somebody else did that. Okay, but listen though.
I got a question for the brother.
Listen though. Well, you represent MBK, right? So we're saying that MBK, and you're just proving what everybody's point. Y'all ain't got nothing to offer the people.
We not talking to you.
You talk to us every day. You talk to me every day.
No, I don't talk to you every day. Why are you lying?
Why are you here? Why are you here?
Niggas is not talking about you.
We never had debates in the back chat.
I got a question for the brother. I got a question for the brother.
I never debated you. I never debated you in the back chat ever. You just said we did. Okay. What was the outcome of that?
What was the outcome? You got your ass whooped. The video is live up. The video is live for everybody to see it. Cheap Holiday versus Rob On, nigga. It's on there.
That ain't no video of me and you debating. That's a video of somebody playing. That ain't no video of me and you debating, sir.
Okay. So what are you talking about?
Why you just stay in Africa? Why you just stay in Africa when you went there? What nigga that say you from Africa go to Dubai first? What's wrong with you?
Dude, I'll go where I want, son.
I know.
Because I'm free. I'm free. You dumb niggas. The white man. You niggas is stupid.
We don't talk about the white man like that over here. What are you talking about, sir?
You niggas is crazy.
We don't teach slave hymns over here. Y'all teach slaves narratives over here. We don't teach that.
All you
came over here to take up for the niggas we was dragging. We wasn't dragging you, but you can get your ass dragged in person, nigga. So that's what we talking about. You said we're talking about what you said. We're talking about them African burial grounds in New York.
Last nigga that tried to drag you, last nigga that approached me in person got thrown against the fucking gate. Ain't nobody dragging me.
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That was figuratively speaking, Alan. You got.
What are you talking about?
Figuratively speaking, Alan.
What are you talking about?
You sound crazy, my nigga. What's wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
You crazy, nigga?
What are you talking about?
I don't think you got a job, my nigga. Show me your I-9.
Like I said, bro. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. What are we talking about? Show me your African card, sir.
I don't give a fuck about an African card. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so you came on here to check when niggas got jobs. That's what you came on here to do? You came on here to check when you got jobs?
No, nigga, you ain't about shit.
Okay, well, we don't have jobs over here. We're bosses.
I didn't say everybody have a job.
Okay, listen.
Have a job.
We're bosses.
You don't got a job. and you don't got a
I
company.
got you. Yeah,
You be on the internet all day doing nothing,
right.
nigga.
That's right. That's
bird
right.
shit.
That's right. That's
It's
right. That's right.
2019.
But
You still do. Yo, let's debate. Let's
that ain't
debate.
gonna stop us from putting you out on trial.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. What are
So
you
That's
doing
not gonna
in the
stop us from putting
community?
you
So
on
what
trial,
we're gonna
sir.
do is let's get into some questions, man. You got any questions you want to ask, bro? Because we can ask you something. You got any
Yo,
questions?
my nigga, I don't have nothing to say.
Why you here?
Nigga said Alan jump in the chat. I just came to say what's up, how niggas is doing. I ain't coming here to get to some shit from 4 years ago, nigga. Oh, that's crazy, bro.
I got you. So yeah, man, we appreciate you coming in, man. We appreciate you coming in. It was something about the MBK. Somebody said something, I don't know. So we went live. Somebody said we was dangerous or something like that. So we trying to figure out why you guys calling us dangerous. We hear Brother Jabari said a couple times, and I know that ain't you personal. That ain't you personally.
No, Jabari said it. I was there when he said it. I said, yeah, that shit these niggas is talking is crazy. Jabari goes extra. These guys are dangerous.
Right, okay, so you saying what we saying is crazy, right? But we going for power in America, the land we standing on.
Okay, so I want you to...
You in the vibe.
He finna tell us, Chief. He
but
finna tell us.
Though.
Hey, Chief, he finna tell us why.
I want you to show me all this shit you talking. What are you doing in any community besides being on the internet, nigga? I can show you what I'm doing.
Sir,
so you show me what you're doing. Go ahead.
Okay, but hey, before y'all get into that, can you?
I ain't about to get into that. I'm not about to. This is
why we had the show. The show was supposed to be about why the Aboriginals dangerous, and so, you know, that's what I was trying to get. I'm literally trying to figure this out, like personally, if anybody don't mind.
Yeah, I told him not to. I told him not to block.
I'm gonna tell you my perception.
Can y'all please unblock?
Thank you.
When I hear people like Chief, when he starts talking about Harriet Tubman's not real, not state, niggas ain't never call themselves African, and we show these niggas this shit 1,000 times. What else is for me to say to you? Every time I show it to you, oh, that's the white man shit. That's the white man shit. But then you show me the white, but we got the records, but those are the white man records. So what the fuck, nigga, what we talking about? Every time I show you, where you get that from? I show it to you. Nah, nigga, that's fake. That's fake. That's fake. That's bullshit.
So
y'all I'm not gonna talk to you about. That's why you niggas, that's why I say these niggas is crazy. What you talking to you niggas about? There's no regular conversation with you. Look how you sound while me talking to you right now. You sound like a straight savage, bro. Like you high off of drugs or something. You sound crazy to me.
So you saying the reason why we, the Aboriginals are dangerous is because people is not taking the information that you guys presenting?
No, we're not saying dangerous. What we saying is what I'm saying is this. I don't perceive you as dangerous. I don't perceive no internet niggas as dangerous because you're not doing nothing in the community to affect anything. So I would never say that. I would say I disagree.
Hold up.
I will say I disagree with aspects of established history that's been established, and it's crazy to me. Harriet Tubman is not real. Nat Turner doesn't exist. Niggas never called themselves. That shit is crazy to me.
Right. Okay, we'll get on that part because I want to talk about that when you say people don't call themselves Africans. We gonna get onto that. But I wanted to know, like, because you say ain't nobody doing nothing. Like, do you like? I know you don't know us personally, so I don't know if you know what we're doing. If anybody's running for mayor here or anybody got a swimming pool, like if we did. You wouldn't know, would you? Like you don't know us.
That's the point. Yo, you know what this is what I'm trying to say, brother. If we all got a movement, fuck all of the bullshit label and title shit. Right. Fuck all of that dumb division, stupid shit.
Right.
If the objective is to try to save the babies from falling into the trap, into the people who we saying the enemy, then whatever you're doing positive, bring it out. Bring it out.
Right.
So that means that if we saying that we about this, yeah, we gonna get our land back, and we gonna do this. Okay, so what are you doing?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, where's the politics? What is that? Okay, that's what niggas is doing fine. Okay, what are you doing for the community? Are you working with kids? Are you doing it with jobs? Do you talk to your politicians? Nigga, who the nigga on your district? Do you talk to the nigga that's in your fucking district? Because if you're not doing that, you can't even change the local shit in your community. We talk all this shit, right? Yo, fuck the government, fuck voting, fuck all of this. All of these people that live in our neighborhoods that we now talk about gentrification, white people moving in and black people moving out, all of those people go to the board. We don't do that. We the dumb niggas that's sitting over here talking about I don't want to do that. Now all the Spanish niggas own the stores, all the Asian niggas own the stores. We don't own shit. Why we don't own it? Because those niggas went to go get the money from the niggas that you niggas want to say fuck them niggas.
Hold on, wait, hold on. There's a couple
It's not just you though. It's not just you. It's these pro-black niggas.
I get you.
It's these stupid African ass, dumb niggas too.
But
they all a part of
I do agree with that.
So when you say, you know what I'm saying, because you know what the YouTube is supposed to be media. It's supposed to be for media. And so, would that be counted doing something being in the media, or no?
I don't know. It depends on what you're doing with the YouTube channel.
Okay, I got you. I feel you. Because some people just talk shit, and some people's about it. I get you. I feel you on that.
Yeah,
now one thing you just said. One thing you just said is that
I give you that.
You said the Spanish. You said like the Arabs or some shit own the stores, and the Chinese, the Asians own the stores. Like what stores you talking about? Because you know, because all the corporations is most of them is owned by white people. So
I'm gonna break it down to you, right?
So why would we go out to the little mom and pop shops?
Well, you think it's a little mom and pop shop. If you have these Arabs, right? So even check it, I went to Italy, right? So when I was over there, I went in the store. And I seen the Arab nigga that worked in the store in America. I was like, what the fuck is, oh shit, we gotta take a picture. This is my mom, this is the God body, this is the Kapala, Stapala, you know me can't call you that. And then I'm talking to them niggas. He's like, yeah, my family owns 35 stores. All of those niggas is family, bro. They take that money and send that shit back home to motherfucking Yemen. So when we saying it's little, no, these are $1 million businesses. So you just saw a couple of months ago people arguing about the black lady that went in the Chinese nail shop and them niggas flipped out. Them niggas own all of them shits, bro. So yes, the property, you may be correct. They may be leasing that property, but it might not be from Americans. It might be from a Jew.
Okay, you know so let me ask you this. So you feel that those people are juicing our community, right?
Yo, son, all I'm gonna say is this to you, right, my brother? Go to any metropolis, big city, Chicago, Detroit, and you show me the black economic stores that are in them areas, my nigga. Show it to me. Show me the black restaurant.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. We on the same page. But see, the thing is, my philosophy is that Walmart do way more damage than those little stores. You see what I'm saying? So if you're gonna give Walmart a pass and you're gonna go after the Korean store, to me, that's a little off. You see what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying. I'm not going. I'm not going at them. I'm just saying that I just use that as an event of an example of people who live in our community. I'm saying that we need to do something.
Right.
Or do economics.
And I believe we need to get those Walmarts out first. We need to get the big people out first.
Yeah,
if we get the big people out,
do you think that we have a political deficiency, a social deficiency? Obviously, we have an economic deficiency in this country. So you obviously know we have these things going on in this country, right? So what we're saying is that there's ways. I can imagine the same way that everybody's going gung ho for Kemet, and you got people that unks and tatted on them, and and all the stuff that everybody's been pushing for years, right?
Nigga, fuck Kemet. I ain't for Kemet, nigga.
No, West Africa, whatever. We're just saying Africa. Anything if everybody stopped putting so much energy into Africa, and we put that same energy into America, that's what we're saying. That's what Lotus was talking about. That we're not instilling pride into these young men that you're talking about and the children that you're talking about. You telling them that greatness is over there and it's not where they're standing, bro. Right. That's what we're saying, fam. That you're losing.
Here's my point, right? Now that you talked that out, you brung that up. You don't watch our channel like I don't watch your channel. So I'm gonna give you a synopsis on what our channel was about. We only teach about free blacks in America. We only teach about what we did and how we freed ourselves. So, for instance, right, when we go into talking to these kids, regardless if you want to call them Africans or not, these niggas have some complex in their brain to think that Abraham Lincoln freed the niggas just because he wanted to free the niggas. No, that's not what happened.
Right.
That's not what happened.
Right, but why teach them that anyway, though? Why even teach them that lie in the first place, though?
That's what they learn in school. They
Right, so why you guys reinforce Abraham Lincoln's stories though, and the Harriet Tubman stories and Nat Turner?
No, brother,
Yes,
I don't
you
teach that. I'm telling you about the free communities that's in the 1600s and how we organized. So if I start to talk to you about just say the 1800s, and I like George Jackson.
Where did those people come from in the 1600s, brother?
Yo, son, I
gotta ask you that though, because I gotta ask you that. Where did these people come from, brother? Like, what? No, I can't let you do this.
Okay, you're right, man. Calm down.
Please tell me where these people come from. Where they come from?
You throwing off the point I'm trying to make. Okay. The first 11 that came to, I'm only talking about the New York area, is their names are on there. Anthony Congo, Simon Congo, Paulo Angola. So you tell me what names those are.
Let me ask you a question. Did Angola, okay. Did Angola, bro, I'm asking you a question. Did Congo or Angola exist in the 1600s?
Chief, let him get his point real quick.
Okay, I thought he was finished. He's just saying some crazy shit. I gotta get him.
Yeah, he ain't get it yet. He ain't get it because I'm still trying to figure out his point too.
Yo, brother, I just want to stay on a fucking point, bro. God damn, son. So if I'm talking about the 1800s and I'm talking about what organizations that we formed on our own, I'm talking about New York Villages Committee. I'm talking about Boston Villages Committee. I'm talking about Detroit Villages Committee. I like George Jackson because that's what I grew up under. So now you got niggas in the 1800s, niggas is fleeing the South, coming to the North. They make the fugitive slave law, catch blacks and put them back into slavery by making up a lie talking about this belong to me and kidnap the niggas going to school. We go up in courtrooms, back down the hem on these niggas, and just be like, yo, fuck that. You ain't taking us. We don't hear this story, bro. You don't hear about Sheriff Meekins. You don't hear about the schools that we built. You don't hear about the businesses that we built. They killed our ability to organize. And that's our history and our story. We are disorganized. We have no organization. Niggas can't even talk on a fucking hangout without going at each other's neck. Who we saving, bro? Who we gonna save? We ain't saving nobody, bro.
Right, I got you on that. One thing I want, Chief.
Yeah, no. Well, I said I could respect that. But what we're saying is, you saying you made a correction. You're saying the 1800s, not the 1600s, right?
No, the 1600s too. That's what those first 11 who I talked about that then.
So okay, so I asked a question about those 11 that you talked about, right?
Got auntie fired up.
Okay, so you said Congo and you said Angola as like surnames, right?
Yes, and records indicate that they came with the Dutch and how they got. So unless you gonna say those records are fake, then
no, I'm just asking you: did the Congo and Angola exist in the 1600s, bro? That's all I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Can that be fact checked?
Yeah, you can fact check it. Go ahead and look it up.
Oh my God. So you saying that the Congo and Angola existed in the 1600s? That's what you're saying? Okay, I got you. Yeah. I got you. Okay, yeah. I got you. Okay,
right. Well, my thing is that, you know what I'm saying, is because I do hear a lot of brothers, you know, putting a lot of attention on these little mom and pop stores, and I feel like we need to be trying to compete with the big fish. We need to be trying to get our own Apple. We need to be trying to get our own Chevy. We need to be trying to get our own Amazon.
I agree. And so, I agree with all of that. Now here's the problem, right?
I ain't get to finish though.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish. I don't want to cut you off.
But you know what I'm saying. And so because you know, I feel like we at a high level of education, and we have lots of, you know, resources and stuff exposed to us. So I feel like those little jobs is a waste of time at this time, because the big fish is going. If the big fish sucking the community dry wholesale, and these little tit for tat, you know, communities is getting their little bucks, they getting their little $1 million, they getting their little $1 billion, they getting their little stuff. But these big corporations are getting trillions and trillions and trillions. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, as a collective, I feel like we can just knock them down one by one by one.
All right.
See what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree with you. And here's the strategy. The strategy comes with controlling your economy. So what you're speaking about, we already did it. So why do you think that all of these black people work in the cities and railroads or on the transit shit? Because we organized, made a little small union, and said, okay, we gonna do this. Yes, the white man owned this shit. Yes, he took this shit over. But that's an industry that we locked down. Everything has to do with industry. So when you look at the sailors, you had the cement house. That's around the 1700s. That right there, again, we locked that trade down. So when you saying that, there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to start somewhere. You have to start. Every person, everything you talking about, we already did it. We already did this shit.
Right.
We already had our shit.
Right.
But
You
the-
just
but- but- but
made
the
the point.
ability. Yeah, but the ability to do that. Look, right. Look, check it out. Black Americans spend $1.2 trillion. Latin Americans spend 1.7.
But hold on. Wait one second.
Wait, hold on.
You have to put the numbers of how many Black Americans first. So hold on, Chief. I'm gonna mute you for a second. So how many Black Americans you including in that $1 trillion? Because how many people participated in that is a big factor that a lot of people leave out.
I'm gonna tell you how they come up with that number. They come up with that number from. I'm telling you.
How many people participated in that, Chief? I'm gonna mute you one second.
40 is 44 million of us here in America.
Okay,
right?
44. Now just keep this in mind, everybody. Keep this in mind. Now, what he's about to break down, something real serious. Now, so he's saying it's 44 million people.
It's 44 million people.
In 1 year, how much do we throw away?
Throw away? The spending that's broken down in the subdivisions. But the overall spending power that we have according to taxes. Now you have some people Black people that work under the table. That could be thousands. That could be 100,000.
Right. We ain't gotta get real specific. Let's just get the actual facts. Let's give an overall, just so we can have a grasp.
I'm gonna say it's around 20 or 30 million. I'm gonna say it's around 30 million.
30 million.
I'm gonna say it's around out of 44. It could be. I'm guessing that number.
I got you. I'm with you.
I don't know how many people work under the table. How they come with this number is by looking at all people who mark on their census or mark that they Black and they look at their taxes. So when they look at the Latin, it's the same thing. So here's the problem that I'm having with this. We have become consumers. Just what you just said.
Hold on. You're missing the numbers. You're missing the numbers.
Hold on. 1.2 trillion is with the Blacks, and 1.2 trillion spending powers with Latin.
Okay. Let me break this down so everybody can understand what point you make. This is very powerful. I talk about this a lot, and this is very powerful. Now, what he's saying is that about 20 million of us make about $1 trillion. Okay, only 20 million of us make about $1 trillion. Okay, 20 million. Now that's damn near superpower. Okay, because Colombia have 50 million people in it, and guess what their GDP is? 300 million. So we smoke up Colombia's GDP. We spend Colombia's GDP on Jordans, y'all. We are rich as hell. Okay, 20 million people. Okay, 20 million is dishing out $1 trillion. Now, see, what we gotta do is we gotta compare ourselves with somebody in our weight class. We can't compare ourselves to white people on the number scale because they supposed to be around 300-something million. So when you look at their workforce is around 90 to $100 million. 100 million people. So we only pushing. Me personally, I break it down to about 13. I break it down to 13.5 million of us. That's what I broke it down to. Those are numbers I came up when I did my math. I broke it down to 13.5 million people spend $1 trillion. Now that's just my math. Now his math say 20. So neither one of us wrong or right, but it gives you a perspective. Now this is very important. You see what I'm saying? Because we got bread. The only thing it is that it's going to take enough of us to get something done. So a community will knock a Walmart out just like that. Now, we not going to talk no slave talk. I'm sorry, bro. We not going to accept that crawl before you walk bullshit. We've been doing that ever since Libra Son was the baby. We ain't doing that. We taking out the big dog, okay? 7 of us can take out a Walgreens, okay? 40 of us, a community of us, 60 of us, 80 of us can take out a Walmart. It might take a lot of us could do it, but we can do it. You see what I'm saying? So that's the point I wanted to make. So that Walmart that's
No,
over there in your town.
I got what you're saying, right?
Right.
Now the point is, I'm gonna ask you how you do it.
Okay, well you're gonna need a collective. You see what I'm saying? No one person can do it. So you're
We
gonna
know
need
that. I'm just asking
So you're
you,
gonna
like, what is your strategy on taking over an industry? What's your strategy?
Well, see, what you do is you start in your community. You take out the Walmart in your community. You take out the Apple in your community. I know, but I'm finna do it.
How do you take out the Apple? What are we producing? What are we manufacturing? We don't have the cheap labor forces that they make their shit in China.
Right. But
we don't do that.
But see, we got something even better. We got something even better, though. We got something even better. But let me break it down. So if it's a Walmart in your community, okay, if it's a Walmart community, we can own that Walmart. We can own that. You know that, right? Like they're not the only people that can own Walmarts. We can literally go to one of them.
So you going back to what I said?
No,
in order to compete with that, right? You have to have the spot. That means you have to have the supermarket in the neighborhood. Back to what I told you.
Right. So everything Walmart can do, a certain amount of us can do the same exact thing. There's nothing that Walmart can do that we can't.
I agree with you, but my question to you is, who's doing that?
That's what we're trying to do over here. That's what our whole movement. That's what everything's about. You know what I'm saying?
Nation of Islam is trying. They're trying to get something started with a restaurant and a supermarket chain.
Right, but that's my whole philosophy that I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to get enough of us can take down. So you can just start with a block. You can say, okay, well, look at that block right there. How many Israelites is gonna take for us to get that block? How many Pan-Africans is gonna take for us to knock down that whole damn block? Not that little t-shirt shop. Okay, not the little restaurant, but we want the whole motherfucking this side of New York. How many of us gonna take it to take out downtown New York? How many we gotta get together?
I get what you're saying. That to me, that sounds like feel good. I got what you're saying, bro. I'm not. I agree with you. I would like to see that happen.
Well, it has to be done mathematically, though. It can't be
mathematically. Mathematically is this, right? Okay, you gotta get the money to pay the you got to get the property. So
well, you got to get the numbers first.
Hold on. Forget the numbers, bro. It ain't about the number. It's about building the industry. So that means that this is going to be the people that come after us. This is our kids and shit we talking about. That means that we need people who master real estate. Niggas got to go to school. Niggas got to get that real estate to know and understand these laws. You're not moving in this country unless you know this shit. You're not going to be able to buy what property? Nigga, listen to what I'm telling you. These black power niggas, Aboriginal niggas, and mad of these other niggas, fuck school, fuck the white man education, fuck this, fuck that. If you not educated and you don't have the knowledge in these areas, what are we doing? Our whole narrative got to change. So if we want to compete with Apple, nigga, where's the black phone? Where's the black laptop? How you going to take over Apple if we not manufacturing or creating nothing as it is? That's what I'm saying. I understand your point.
Well, that's what it starts at. That's where it starts at. It starts with manufacturing and production, right?
And in order to do that, you're going to have a group of people that want to sit there and do that.
Right.
Niggas don't want to do that, bro.
That's the whole problem, y'all. That's the whole problem. That's the whole problem. And we sitting over here with $1 trillion with just a few of us, a couple million of us, about anywhere from 13 to 20 something million.
Like, I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? Because of what I do, right? Let's say in a gym like Equinox, right? They'll have 40 trainers in that gym, right? Out of those 40 trainers, every single month in personal training sales, these niggas make like 400,000. Damn. 400,000. 40 niggas put up 400,000 every month, right? So the most you can make in a year would be around 168,000, right? But that means you would have to be working like fucking 12, 13 hours every fucking day to make 168. Then we take away the taxes, because the higher, the more money you make, the more tax it is. So New York starts at 33%, and then it goes a little higher the more money you make. So you're going to subtract 33% of that subtract your rent, subtract your food, subtract your transportation. Now you want me looking at probably 110. Then you got vacation, then you got shit like that. So
okay, what's the problem with that though? What's the problem with that? Because
no, I'm telling you the problem right now, right? So now when I go tell niggas like, yo, son, why don't us five take our client, stack our bread, use our credit, again, still gotta use the system because this is where we at. Use our shit and get our own shit. Niggas don't want to do that.
Niggas don't want to do that. Niggas don't fuck with niggas.
That's my point.
Y'all.
That's my. So what you saying? I'm using the industry that I'm in, and I'm telling you, like niggas don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm about to cut y'all off. Hey, can someone unblock NBK? NBK tried to get on earlier, but he has some issues getting in.
Nope. Who blocked
Chief
him?
Holiday. Or Lotus.
So I got this thing I want to talk to you about. I got this thing I want to talk to you about now. So I have a test. Okay, it's a colonized test. It's to see how colonized you are. Do you want to take it?
To see how colonized you are? What do you mean by that?
Right. Because it basically see if you're colonized or not. Because I guess it's a test that I created. I never really tried it on nobody. And so I got these explainable points, and I got some explainable things how I can tell if you're a colonized person.
What do you consider as a colonized person?
A person that goes, person that's colonized. That means that they think exactly like the oppressor. They are colonized. They have a colonized mind. Their mind is not acceptable for open up for change, for new things. It doesn't shift or shape. It's just stuck in one shape. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. So what is the mind of the white?
To colonize.
So every white person's mind is colonized?
Well, you said you was talking about the white man as in a collective. I didn't know you was talking about single.
Okay, so, I got what you're saying in the business wise, right? Okay, I got you. So I mean, if you wanna speak about colonized,
it's just a couple questions. I
would kind of change it. I would say, I won't even say it. I would just say, yo, niggas is Americanized. When you deal with us here. Over here, there's only two things you could do, nigga. Is either you have or you don't. Either you the worker or you the boss. There's no in between in that. And there always has to be a people to exploit because this is how this system is set up. So when you deal with that, we all have the ability, just like you said, to get to Walmart and to get out of any situation. So when you say who's colonized, then you will have to look at us as a collective and be like, yo, why you niggas ain't doing nothing? Why you only think you can rap, play basketball, and we get money in certain places? It sucks when you go to a different country. Niggas think you a basketball player. If you tall, they think you some fucking boxer or you a fucking rapper. Nigga, that's not all we can do, bro. That's not all we about. But that's the message we put out. So yes, nigga, we been manufactured, nigga. We manufactured niggas. We made these music. We made the rap. They changed the narrative. Them niggas is the first niggas that came out with gangster music, not us. We bought the motherfucking idea of us being thug niggas, savage niggas. Those niggas is the niggas that did that. But we colonized. Right. So if I ask you, right, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm in a certain aspect, I'm Americanized in a certain aspect. Because if you look at my playlist, you're gonna see MOP, you're gonna see NWA, you're gonna see some righteous shit in there, but I like to hear that shit, nigga, tear a nigga head off. I like that shit. It's education, it's entertainment to me. I ask you, what's your favorite movie? I ask all you niggas on here, did you ever see Menace to Society? You gonna say yeah. I ask if you all see Scarface, you niggas gonna say yeah.
Right,
so
right. We all have some colonized
culture.
But the
thing is, part of the culture.
But the thing is to see how much colonized are you. You see what I'm saying? So we all colonized. We all aware of that. But but some of us are more colonized than others. You see? And so that's what it's about. It ain't nothing but about 4 or 5 questions, and they kind of simple questions.
All right, go ahead, spit them.
Okay, so here we go. Now, let me see. When you have somebody, let's say, what do you call somebody from Zimbabwe, Kenya, and the Congo? What do you call them? What do you classify them?
Because we in the 21st century, I'll say they from the continent of Africa until I talk to them, and they tell me what tribe they from.
So you call them Africans, right?
Yeah, until
Okay.
they tell.
Now somebody
I talk to
from
them.
somebody from Japan,
We back up.
Korea, and China. What do you call them?
So if I know that they from that, if I know they from those places,
Right.
I'm gonna call the Korean because he said that.
No, I'm talking about a collective. What do you call them?
No, I won't call them collective because they coming from different places. So if a nigga's a Korean, I'm gonna say y'all niggas are Korean. If a nigga say he from Japan, okay, nigga, you a Japanese. If you from here, I'm gonna say, okay, you from China, you a Chinese nigga.
Okay, so you wouldn't call them Asian because I just heard you say that Asians
Nah.
are taking the stores.
Nah.
Okay.
I wouldn't call them that.
Now what about somebody from, let's just say, Germany, Switzerland, and Ireland? What would you call them?
If I know, again, the same thing. If I know that they from those specific places, it'll be the same thing. So like I could say classically they Europeans, the same thing like a nigga from Africa. If you tell me you from Congo, all right, you a Congolese nigga. If you from Kenya, nigga, all right, this nigga's a Kenyan, but that goes deeper than that because they have tribes. So you could use either one. I could say you're a European, or I could say that.
Now, what do you call somebody from Mexico, Guatemala, and Argentina?
I'm Mexican. I'm gonna call it the same thing. It's all the same answer, bro. If a nigga tell me he from Mexico, all right, this nigga's a Mexican. Now, if you keep talking to him, he might be like, okay, I know my history, and the nigga might go in. If a nigga from the other country, he might know his history. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But unless I ask you what your ethnicity is, I'm not gonna call you anything.
See, what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about individually. I'm talking about when you group them
together.
together.
But I'm not gonna group them together.
Okay,
like that.
so you're not
because
of
what you just told me. So you asked me the first question, what do you call an African? I mean, a person from Congo did. I said you can call him African. But when they tell me they from Kenya, I'm gonna call him a Kenyan because his history and lineage is attached to there. This nigga know his language.
So you don't call him African.
That nigga know it. Yeah, in the 21st century, if we have all three of those people in front of us, and you would just be like, you would have to take out those terms you just did. And
African?
if you take those, you'll have to take out Congolese and all that shit.
Right, you just say those are Africans over there.
Yeah, you be like, them niggas from that. I don't know what part they from.
Right.
I don't
you just
know.
say those are Africans. And then if there's three, Europeans, you just say those Europeans.
Yeah, because I don't know.
But
now,
then when you get to the Mexican, the Argentinian, and the Colombian, what would you say they is?
Latin Americans.
Okay, so you call them Latin American.
Yeah,
okay, so right, you say they Latin American.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, I got you. So the reason
I know the science behind it. It's just that we gotta we in the 21st century. When we see these people, I'll be like, okay, this nigga from he a Latin American.
Right. See, the reason why I asked you
and
that,
they're gonna correct you.
Right. They're gonna correct you. Right.
They're gonna be like, nigga, I'm not a Latin American. I'm from such and such.
Right, they're correct you. Right.
Like when I was talking to the Africans over niggas from West Africa, where you from?
So what about the other guy? Who's that, Chris? What do you call people from that's a good answer. What do you call people from Mexico? Let's just say Argentina and Guatemala. What do you call them?
Mexican, Argentinian, and Guatemalan.
Yeah, what do you call them collectively?
I say they're Hispanic.
Okay. Now see the reason why I did that is because most of the questions I asked, they were just simple mathematical questions. And so what I was trying to see if you was going to use the same math for everybody. But I noticed every time somebody come to America, they switch up the algorithm, they switch up the math. So everybody will have a landmass on their name which represent a continent or a piece of land. So you would call the Africans, you would call them Africans, and you would give them that land. It's connected them to a land. You would call the Asian an Asian because it connected to a land. A European, European because it connected to a land. But when you got over here to America, you didn't give them people a land. You gave them a language and a land, or you just gave them some made up shit. So that's what a colonized person would do. You see what I'm saying? So when you
also got to look at this too.
But hold on one second. So what you just did is you literally just took them people's land away. You see what I'm saying? And so this is how. But hold on, wait. Let me finish.
Hold on.
Let me finish, and then I'm gonna let you go in, bro.
I didn't take their land away.
Okay, but let me finish.
Let's clean it up.
I know. I'm gonna let you go in, bro. I just need a couple minutes because I gotta go. So I'm gonna let you guys go in.
Well, I don't want you to say I'm saying something that I'm not saying.
Okay, well you just said you called them Hispanic, so you know.
Because I called them that because
let me
that
finish,
is a political term.
I know, but you didn't. You like I said. Your math changed when it came over here. Okay, that's very important.
I mean, it can change, but we got to deal with reality.
That's what a colonized mind would do.
If you're filling out an application, it's not going to say Latin American. It's not going to say Mexican.
I know.
It's going to say Hispanic or Latino.
But let me finish because this is just an important point. And so this is how they took the people's lands away, and this is how they can take your land away. All they have to do is make you identify as a Latino or make you identify as a Hispanic, and then once you identify as a Hispanic, then what do you think I'm gonna identify as? I'm gonna identify as an American. I just took that land from you. You see what I'm saying? We're just pure influence. You see what I'm saying?
I get
you see what I'm saying?
But,
and so we have to be able to. But hold on, we have to be able to use the same mathematical mechanics that we use to identify everybody all across the board. Because if you're cheating or if you got something special when it comes to America, this is how they got us. This is how they got the land, and this is how they mess it up. They can use people like George Lopez and all these famous people.
If you're gonna say that, what was the land originally called? It was not called Mexico. It was not called South America.
Okay, go ahead.
That was not the original name of the land. So even in that is incorrect. So if we're gonna talk about land, we gotta have to call it what those inhabitants called it in the beginning in their language. And nobody on here could tell us what the name was. So even we can't say North American stuff is
PC,
what it is. That's not correct.
Hey, brother, PC, Chris. Hey, brother, can you tell us the ancient name for Africa, brother?
There was never no name.
There was no name, ancient name.
Okay, so that should be the same answer that you give us over here.
No,
don't act like it's different. And the Congo did not fucking exist in the 1500s or the 1600s or the 1700s or the 1800s.
That's not the same equation. No, that's not the same thing.
Hey man, listen, bro. Y'all cannot keep coming with pan-Africanism, bro. Like it's against.
All right. That's
treasonous. It's treasonous.
You know what I'm gonna say to you?
Because the Congo didn't exist, bro, in the 1600s. So let's be clear.
Okay.
Why are you talking about
Congo didn't exist in the 1600s? Let's be clear. I can pull up the source right now for you. All you go is Wikipedia, Congo and Angola.
I ain't using Wikipedia. I'm using my own logic and common sense. It don't take Wikipedia.
So they brought you 11 people, and when they brought those 11 people here, was it already Negroes here? Yes or no?
No.
Y'all are sick in the head, man. Y'all sick in the head. So every explorer that came here said, okay, listen.
I didn't come on here for that. So you can talk about it in the conversation.
Okay, let me talk. I let y'all talk. I've been muted.
Okay,
so let me
don't
school you on something.
We wasn't even talking about that. So why are you on that conversation? You coming in here?
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what y'all talking about. Yeah, well, y'all getting away from something that we talking about. Y'all said we not. You said we not. You said that we was. You said before 1492 Negroes wasn't here.
Yo, bro.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Do you know what the questions he asked us? Yes or no?
No, he don't. He just running his fucking mouth.
Wait a minute.
I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm not retarded. You saying that 11 people was brought here.
Did you know what he just asked us and what we was just talking about? Yes or no?
I'm talking about what I'm talking about right now.
How you gonna interrupt the answer that he gave to a question?
Because that'll solve all this conversation that we having. Like you having a round circle conversation about
it can't. Hold on, Chief. It can't solve the conversation because you don't even know the question.
No, it is. I'm still talking about the Congo and Angola didn't exist in the 1600s. Hold on. And you said before they brought those 11 Negroes here, because they wasn't Africans, they was Negroes. Let's be clear on that. When they brought those 11 Negroes here, you said there wasn't no Negroes here. So that means there was white people here before Negroes. That's what you're saying? I'm saying that this is where the retardation comes from. This is why y'all on the short bus, because
you are
the shit y'all say out y'all mouth, bro.
You are retarded. Listen to how you sound right now. You sound like
I'm talking to a retarded nigga right now. You saying some shit that you calling people Mexican. You saying that the land didn't exist. Then I ask you why y'all calling African and everybody from Africa Africans when it didn't exist in the ancient times? What are you saying?
What are you talking about?
Yo,
I just asked you, did Negroes?
If you just listen to the answer,
oh my God! How is it so? How are we? I'm asking simple questions. I'm not talking in metaphysics.
You need to go to a therapist.
Do you want to?
I need to go to the therapist.
Yo,
yeah.
I asked you a question, and this is the result of the question.
I just answered the question, Chief. When he asked the question, he asked, "What do you call a person that's from the Congo, Kenya, and whatever other part of Africa?" Right? I said, in the 21st century, we're gonna use that designation. But those people, when you talk to them individually, they're gonna tell you who they are. They're not gonna say that I'm African. They're gonna tell you I'm a part of X amount of tribes. They know their history and their language.
Do you have indigenous blood, bro? Do you have indigenous blood?
Did you let me finish talking, bro?
Oh my God, Chris said no. Bro, you going long-winded, bro. Like we having a fucking discussion. I've been muted the whole fucking time. When I get to talking, y'all want to cut me the fuck off. That's why I get heated. I let y'all talk. Can I talk sometime?
So, bro,
I'm asking simple fucking questions, man. I'm asking simple questions, bro. Like, are you African?
We was already on a different topic before you popped your ass in here talking some other stuff.
Nah, it's my preference, bro. I'm telling you what the fuck I want to talk about. I don't care what you talking about.
I don't care what you talking about. Nigga, what you mean?
Fuck is you talking about? I don't give a fuck what you talking about, nigga. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the fuck I'm talking about.
We don't care about what you talking about. It's irrelevant.
Okay. So what that mean? What that mean? We're gonna talk. We're not gonna talk about what the fuck I want to talk about. We were already having this conversation. So I asked the question. You said that the black people Negroes was not here before the white man brought them here. That's what you said. Well, that doesn't go with the anthropology and the craniology and the geology that Negroes were already here, as well as the accounts of the Spanish, the people that came here.
Hey, yo, Chief.
How do you account for that?
Chief, I just put something in the back.
I just debunked you about Angola and what you call it. So you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, I got you. But listen.
I put the source in the back. So
you can put. Okay, I got you.
Wait a minute. You gonna talk about the fucking road now? So you said ain't no Congo in the 1500s, 1600s, all that. So I want you to debunk these letters that we have of these people discovering the kingdom of the Congo in fucking 1491. Go ahead and do that. Now I want you to tell me that wait, hold on. I want you to tell me that these kings from Portugal did not come to fucking Congo in the 1490s, did not convert these niggas to Christianity, and we have the artifacts and everything that's dated from this time and them letters. So I guess that's all garbage too, right? They made that up. Right? Get around that shit, nigga. Wikipedia your ass that. Yeah, now it's quiet now.
Nah, it's not quiet, bro. Yeah. I don't know why you so slow, bro. So wait a minute. So you brought out a letter. You brought out a letter, right? So I could post a Wikipedia up. We don't have to go no further than this. No, sir. So no, you don't have a source there. That's not a source, sir.
Oh, I got the source.
That's not a source.
I'm gonna give it to you.
That's not a source.
This is what you do. This is
not
why
a source.
I stopped talking to y'all.
No. I'm asking you what it is.
That's a source. I'm gonna show you the name of the
book.
You
saying that you remember this book,
right? You
okay.
remember this book, right? This is the same book I whipped your ass with. What's the name of that? The Portuguese in West Africa, 1450 to 1670. A documentary history.
Hey, when was that book written?
Now it's when was the book written?
I'm sorry. When was the book written? No, okay, because I always have to school you on this, and you keep saying the same dumb stuff. That's why you're on the short bus. That's why I say you were disingenuous and sometimes when you're talking, bro. Because if I've already schooled you on this, why would you say this again? When was the book written? Okay, I got you. When was the book written, bro? No, I'm gonna school you and school everybody else right now. Right? So when you're reading, whenever you're reading something, you have to know stuff that people are writing stuff back in history. So they're gonna say certain things that didn't exist, sir.
Okay.
Like when you talk about, okay, I'm gonna embarrass you even more, right? But when we say Spain in 1492, Spain and Portugal did not exist in 14 nothing. So let's start again. So when did the book get written again, sir? When did the book get written again?
No,
That's
you
not
need to deal with
Y'all
the
stuck with the right one, bro. Like, bro, you cannot come with that white shit, fam. You can't come with that fake ass shit called scholarship, bro.
This is exactly what I told you.
No. Okay, I guess that's too slow for you. I guess that's too fast for you. Right? I'm gonna slow it down. I'm gonna slow it down, okay? I'm gonna slow it down for you.
Prove to me that there was no Kingdom of Congo in the 1400s. Prove it to me.
Bro, it wasn't even no fucking Portugal in 1400s.
Prove it to me. Prove it.
It wasn't no
Okay, listen, it wasn't no Portugal in 1400s. Are you not listening? Are you not listening?
Yo, man,
okay, so it was Spain. It was Spain. It was wait a minute. It was Spain in 1400, right?
Mental illness, bro.
I'm asking y'all a question. So y'all standing on this, right? Y'all standing on the dumb shit, right? That's what you gonna do?
Go ahead.
So what y'all keep telling me is
I just
that
want to
these
see
people.
some sources. Stop talking to people.
I asked you when was the book written.
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Can I say something real quick? I want to say, appreciate you brothers for stopping on before you guys get all, heated and stuff. I want to say I appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could build a lot more.
I don't know why. You don't want to tell us when the book was written.
Build a lot more on our comments and stuff like that, but. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely appreciate it. But I'm just going to, listen in, but I got it.
Yeah.
So when was Portugal created again? Let's be clear. Okay, I just need to be clear on this, right? So I'm over here schooling out Spain, Portugal, and these places didn't exist in the 1400s, right? So I know it's funny to you. I know that's funny, right? I know that's funny, but the same way Africa didn't exist, right? Because you said that, right? We're talking, that's not even ancient. 1500s is not ancient. Africa, everybody wasn't calling themselves Africans. Is that cool? Is that good?
Got hats.
You agree?
Pay to watch tape.
Okay, so y'all agree on that. So when you're writing books and when they write books or whatever, right? Remember, we teach this over here, right? Y'all don't know this. That you have to know the agenda of the people that's writing the book. Spain, right, did not send Christopher Columbus to America. Now you have to start questioning the whole Christopher Columbus story. Same way Portugal exists in 14, whatever. So that book you're reading is fugazi and need to be thrown in the trash. See how that works? Okay. I just debunked you right there. So, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. So I'm just telling you, don't go from this, bro. Like I just told you, Portugal didn't exist. So you telling me some shit, Portugal and Africa. That's them creating it, bro. They're creating it. So this is agenda. Okay, wait a minute. So you ain't working with the agenda against your own fucking people to take their fucking land, bro. That's what we're saying to you. You're agents for the people. You don't even know it.
Psychobabble right here.
That's psychobabble, but that's what you're gonna say. But debunk it. I'm a mute to show me how you're not teaching the same dumb shit that they're teaching us in school.
You asked me when the book was written.
Nah, bro, I just debunked you again. I just debunked your ass again, bro. I just debunked your ass again.
Mute, man. I thought you was gonna mute.
I thought you was gonna mute. Niggas like, look, they tell you that what goes around in 868. So that means that all the letters that we have, not from the book. The book has the documents. You see that little blue mark there? That's what's called the source. So the blue mark next to it is the source. When I press the source, it shows you they have these letters in the fucking museum. So I guess those letters and they're talking about the kingdom and putting the dates in.
That's why you're dangerous. That's why you shouldn't be taking no kids in no museums. So once again, you believe in the museums, you believe in the museum. They don't make nothing fake, right? They don't make nothing fake in the museum. You gonna let me talk or you not gonna let me talk? I mean, you going on forever. Like I don't know when I can get in.
I just opened my mouth, bro.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is this, bro. We got the documents that is from Portugal at that time. You claim it don't exist. We have it. We got the document of the Kingdom of Congo. You said it didn't exist in the 14, 15, 1600s. That's a fucking lie. We have it. We have the artifact. We have all of the writings. We have everything there. So I guess all that shit is garbage. They just made it up. All that shit is garbage. They just made it up.
Well, I mean, honestly, you're talking about America when you're talking about.
That's cool. Okay, they made it up.
I'm gonna screw you again. I'm gonna let you see. You're teaching from the playbook. I'm teaching from the real book. Pieces of guy, Aboriginal power here. I don't know what else to tell you. If these places didn't exist then, and they're creating them in a more modern times and writing it back in history for you in your books, and they're using it as a source. That's why I'm telling people books ain't no fucking source, bro. You can't give me a book as a source. Now you say you got artifacts, you got proof. I just told you that Portugal didn't exist in the fucking 1400s, bro.
Yeah, you told me that.
I just told you that. So okay, so what your job is not tell me a book. Don't give me a book. Don't give me a book. Show me where Portugal existed.
Have you ever been overseas, nigga? No.
Yeah, hey, bro, I lived overseas, sir. I lived overseas. So calm that down, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't know who y'all talking to. You don't know who you talking to. But what you need to do is don't ask questions.
Man, you not proving nothing.
Prove when Portugal existed. That's what you need to do.
You prove it didn't exist.
I just told you.
Where's the proof?
I just proved it. I don't know where
I just told you. You just talking.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, what you're saying is you guys said that those 11 people that they brought here. Before that was no Negroes here. I want to go back to that because the other shit y'all lost already. You just don't know it yet. You don't know it yet.
Yo, man, you got.
I'm not about to do no work for you. I'm not about to do. I just did it. I just had to go back and make sure for myself that the Congo and the shit didn't exist. You see what I'm saying?
Damn, Chief, what you do, man?
Run all they want.
I just want to get
Call
in and
Grizzly came in there to make their head, huh?
So I just want to boogie a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I heard y'all in it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let you eat a little bit. Go ahead and get your food. Hey, Rob Boy, man, you suck, bro. Like you still talking about the same African American studies, bro. You need to get your weight up, fam.
That's cool.
You need to get your weight up, bro. You need to get your weight up, fam.
I am, my nigga. You got that right, nigga.
That suck, bro.
That
shit suck.
6 figures, baby.
I'll move my mic, bro. Let this man talk.
Yo, take that tribe up music off for a little second and let the brothers build so everybody.
What are you talking about? Music? What you talking about? Where the music at? On what channel? What you talking about? What you talking about channel?
No, we live, man.
You live and you got us on here acting like I did not want to do that.
I thought you knew that, man.
Nah, son, man. Like, nigga, I don't like coming on arguing in this savage shit all over again, bro. Like, that shit gotta stop even in the public. That's why you doing this shit no more, bro. That's why you don't see me in the. That's why you don't see me in public. That's why you don't see me doing that, bro. That's why you don't even see me doing that, man.
That's real. That's real.
It's crazy, bro. You don't even see me doing that.
Nah, y'all like to do it when ain't nobody around though. Like you borrowing Professor Small.
Dude,
why you didn't ask Professor Small about the 200,000 plus people here?
Hold up, brother. Like we don't talk about y'all, bro. We don't.
Yeah, let him speak, Chief.
We don't talk about you. You asked me a question. And I asked you something, and I'm like, yo, this is what dudes is doing. And I'm saying, like, yo, like this shit, after a while, you gotta understand, son, that if we all agree that there's a COINTELPRO, we agree that existed, right? Yes? Everybody on this panel, yes? No?
Yeah.
If we all agree that, right, and we look at the state of this so-called conscious community and all this bullshit that be going back and forth, ain't nothing coming from this shit, bro. You don't see 5 niggas. Yo, we all gonna meet up and we gonna go build or just do something basic. Yo, we gonna do this for the kids in the area. And I don't give a fuck if you a Hebrew or Aboriginal passing out. We showing support for the niggas ain't doing nothing, bro. All this shit is a distraction. Niggas argue, fuck that nigga, I'm an African. No, fuck that, fuck that, and we see it from the same exact people all the time. So we know that there's some bullshit going on because ain't nothing coming out of this, bro. Like, come on, bro. When is this shit gonna stop, bro? If we not gonna build the add-on, what the fuck is we talking about?
Well, we trying to build, though, bro. We trying to build. You guys are saying stuff that creates contention, bro.
Forget the shit. We not gonna agree, bro. But we gonna agree.
But I'm saying, though, there's things that we can.
What we gonna agree on is this. What we gonna agree on is this. We're going to agree that in these cities, we dealing with gentrification. In these cities, we dealing with people with loss of jobs. In the cities, we dealing with specific objects and things that we are not involved in. And we need to get involved somewhere in order to save our fucking children so they don't fall victim to this
agree.
Shit. We all agree with that. So if we all agree with that, then that's the type of shit niggas could be building about. This other shit about, yo, if you are African and you are, we ain't never gonna agree on that shit, bro. So what the fuck is we talking about?
But you said that
entertainment, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is though, right? But we have been miseducated and socialized against.
My nigga.
Bro, we've been miseducated, and what we're saying to you guys is that you guys are guilty of perpetuating the same miseducation to our people, bro. That's what we're saying to y'all. That's what we're saying. Now, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what more claims.
All right, Keith, I got you. I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time, bro. Can you? So you have a problem with this term? And I need your understanding, right? What is the definition of Pan-Africanism?
Hold on.
What is the definition of Pan-Africanism? What is that? What is Pan-Africanism? What is it? That's what I want to know, bro. That's it.
Okay. Where do I start with this? Do we talk about the goat that you're worshiping? Or are we talking about what are we talking about?
But however you want to break it down, that's your understanding. I just want you to tell me what is Pan-Africanism.
Well, I say Pan-Africanism was started by white people through Edward Wilmot Blyden would be your master teacher, but he's not the actual inventor of this. The Zionists who basically, put this curriculum together, started it, bro. So yeah, I say that's pretty much history. I can give you Fran Boas. I just gave you Edward Wilmot Blyden, who's the father of Pan-Africanism. Pan. So now he might not know. Okay, so it's a part of all the royal societies and all the orders and all the people that's been the enemies of our people, period. That's what you uphold. Pan-Africanism.
That's cool. Okay, so cool. So I understand what you just said. You said that these people started Pan-Africanism. I'm asking you, what is Pan-Africanism? What is it?
It's the eugenic program, right? Mm-hmm. To usurp and murder us on our land, pretty much.
What?
Socially, politically, economically, socially. And listen, there's no coincidence that it's happening in the last 50 years. There's no coincidence that they put this on us in the last 50 years when they integrated everything else into these goddamn schools. It's no fucking coincidence. Okay? So you are saying that you are upholding Jesse Jackson and them, the Boule societies, the Masons, and everybody else that's been against our people. That's what you're saying, Warbon, sir?
No, I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, you either with that or against it. We're against that. Are you with that, sir?
Am I with what?
Are you with Pan? Are you with Pan-Africanism? Yes or no?
No,
if you are, you with them.
Brother, when you done answering
if you are, you with them. I'm just saying this is a yes or no. If you are, you are. If you are, you over there. Okay. That's what we're telling you. That's why I feel like I got the answer.
I think I got.
That's why it feels like that to you when y'all come over here.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you go. Remember everything you just said. We're gonna go back to that. Before you say, brother, go ahead.
Before you go in, let me let you go in because I think I got the missing link. See, people believe that the Pan-African movement or the Pan-African organization, not individual people, but the organization is hazardous to our community. So basically we come to the conclusion that ever since they jump on the scene, we ain't did nothing major. We ain't got no corporations out the deal. We ain't moved an inch. And so it's very common for the people to turn towards the people at power when things is not going right. Because if things is not going right, we gonna blame Donald Trump. So if things in our community is not going right, we gonna blame the most powerful people in our community is the Pan-Africans. You see what I'm saying? So that's normal for that to do that. And so
I got you, brother.
And so I don't think you guys understand that.
Hold on, brother, my brother. Hold on. So for you, the same question. What is Pan-Africanism?
Me?
Yeah.
I thought it was about people traveling and doing business back and forth from Africa. From America into Africa, doing business with commerce, having ports, having land, and having culture and sharing cultures like a super highway going back and forth from Africa. That's what I thought it was. But what I come to find out is that it's none of that going on, and it's just a bunch of talking about it. And they've been talking about it for 100 years. You see what I'm saying? But none of it's actually happening.
Okay.
That's my opinion. That's what I thought.
All right. So now I'm gonna go right. So I'm gonna give you a definition of what Pan Africanism is. Pan Africanism, as you said, it is a new term. Now, Pan Africanism means that you have a group of people who get together to help African people wherever they are, or black people wherever they went in the slave trade. So if you went in Brazil, there's organizations there. If you went to South Carolina, there's organizations there. For black people who went in the slave trade in Europe, there's organizations there. The movement was specifically started around the late 1700s, and that is originally coming from Ariano Equiano.
Right.
Equiano has an organization called the Sons of Africa. Now, what these people do is, during the Revolutionary War here in America, some of us fought with the British and some of us fought with the Americans. We didn't fight with them to represent their cause. We was fighting for our freedom because both people told us that we would be free, and we fought. For those people who fought on the British side after they lost, they were turned with those Europeans to London. When they was in London, these anti-slavery acts started coming into play because of all of the revolutions, especially what just happened in Haiti. They started to get scared that we gonna tear this shit down, and they wanted to stop the slave trade. So then they made the West African Squadron, which was capturing the slave ships and sending people to Sierra Leone, etc., etc. Now, Equiano comes into play, whereas he now sees these people that are poor, and they now become called the black loyalists, aka the black poor. They don't have jobs, they don't have housing, and they're messed up. Now you have Paul Cuffey. Paul Cuffey meets over here with Equiano. They now discuss a way to try to help those black poor. And once they did this, this is the first time you see the people that come from America coming from there with the objective to help black people wherever they are in need. That is the origin and the foundation of what later becomes Pan-Africanism. Now you have the person named Alexander Cromwell. Then you have the other individual that he named, which is a little later, which is the end part, which is Edward Blyden. And then you have Henry Sylvester Williams. All of those people were fighting and a part of something later be called the Negro Academy. This was to help us get schools. This was to help us get clothing. And this was to help us deal with white supremacy. All of these specific people were also in tune with later on things in the Underground Railroad to help free the people. Later on, you have the first Pan-African in Congress. And then you have all of the leaders or the free people that's in the North that go there. And Chief is white. Is absolutely right. The white man did put money into that. Absolutely. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. They did the same thing they did in the late 1700s, where they said that we couldn't group up together in a group of 5. Or when we went to their so-called churches, they had to be there. They wanted to know what the fuck we was doing. So yes, they put money into that. But that did not stop those individuals from doing what they wanted to do. Pan-Africanism does not mean because you in America, you need to go back to Africa. That's not how it started. That's not what it means. What it did show is you guys don't agree that we come from there. That's fine. I'm just telling you what the historical record says. The historical record says that we have some lineage in that point. So if you want to say that we came from America to Africa and that we've been doing that, if we've been doing that, then that means that we do got some lineage over there. So all Pan-Africanism did not start 50 years ago. It started in the 1700s, and it started by black people. Had nothing to originally do with white people. That ain't happened until the 1900s. And when they came in,
hold on, before you go in, because AP want to go in. Before you go in, tell us where you can find. Who is this? Introduce. Can you? Where you? Tell us where we find you at.
Who, me?
Yeah.
New Black Knowledge. You know my channel.
New Black Knowledge. You got something you want to represent? What you got? Some shoes out, some boots, or some shit? You got something?
No shoes. Just watch out for this summer with the in cooperation with the West Harlem Corporation. We're gonna be doing something with the youth, dealing with fitness as well as education, which is something that hasn't been done, and this is something that we're working on. I don't sell products. I don't do none of that.
Okay,
I'm
New
saying?
Black Knowledge.
So
That's his channel. That's
Yeah,
Alan Brown.
that's what the you know the
Right,
channel.
right.
So
So
on
he
that
broke it down.
channel, we
who is
on
this,
that
Rob?
oh no,
That's
it's
Rob
Rob.
Bond in the
Yeah, so
building.
on this channel, we only deal with the science of America. We only, if you don't agree with them being called African, fine. We want to talk about what these people did. How did they free themselves? We keep thinking that these motherfuckers freed us. We fought using petitions and then going to get the gun. We forced this shit to happen. So when the people say, like Chief just said, what did those people who do recognize did that? That got us our first schools. That got us our first, got us dealing with Booker T. Washington. That got us dealing with our industry. That got us to where we are right now. Now,
Got it.
are we somewhere that we really want to be? If you want to look at the numbers of how much money people are making and how much people are not, that's up to you as far as where you want to be at.
Got you.
Everybody on this panel could get a passport. Anybody on this panel could go wherever the fuck you want to go. But you stay here because this is your home. Fine. So we tend to think in this grand scheme of like, yo, we gotta change everything. It ain't gonna work, bro.
Yeah, A1 on the building. So
But
do you understand?
I just had to clarify that.
Right,
bro.
I got you. You broke it down. I appreciate it because I didn't know. Nobody never told me anything like that. So I didn't know. So I'm one of the internet guys. I learned some of this shit from the internet.
I gotta respect that, bro.
Right. But do you understand where we coming from? Because the Pan African movement could be some of the either most populous or some of the most powerful, organization or whatever you want to call it that we have. And so when things not going right and things not going in our favor, you understand that we're tired. We don't want to hear it
Get
no
your
more.
mic, Chief.
You see what I'm saying? Can you
You right.
right.
You right.
And so what we did is
I 100% agree with you. I agree with you, but when you put the title Pan-Africanism on it, it's not Pan-Africanism. So we got to look at what happened in the 60s.
But that's where it gets weird at, because you guys are pointing the finger over there, and we're saying no.
I'm not pointing the finger.
No. You say you. But I'm talking about this is what I see. This is what I see. I see you guys point the finger. The white man did this. The white man did that, and we saying we ain't trying to hear that shit no more. That was 1960s, bro. This 2019 ain't no excuses. If we ain't got no corporations, if ain't not one person slipped through, not one corp slipped through, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you understand the frustration. So it comes out in different ways. Each person have their different frustration. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And so that's not a hate for Africans or anything like that. It's just a backlash for the powers to be. But
I got what you're saying, right?
But AP wants to go in for a second because we let you build for a second. So we got AP coming up next.
All right.
And then,
can I do 1 minute just to adjust?
You gotta ask AP. It's up to AP.
All right, go ahead.
AP, can he go in? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is just real quick. I ain't gonna even be long. So when you said when you say we look at what the Pan Africans did, we gotta stop saying that, because first you have to identify what it was, like I just did, and what those people were doing. We looking at the 60s. This is where the problem turned, but it actually been going on since the 1800s. You had a movement called the temperance movement. The temperance movement was a movement where people wanted to work on moral codes and to show the so-called white man that we don't gotta do our culture. We don't gotta dance. We don't gotta do parades. We can act. We don't gotta drink. We don't have to act like fools. But we could just be serious 24/7 and show the white man that we're good, etc. This is an argument that was happening back then in the 1800s. And then you had another faction that was like, fuck trying to show. This is what you deal with Henry Highland Garnet. And this guy is like, yo, no, fuck that. We want to tear the slave master ass down. Fuck trying to prove nothing to him. Nigga, we supposed to be free. Thus saith the Lord, the Bible, whatever. Nigga, by any means necessary, we got to be free. That movement, the temperance movement, is started by AKA later on become Jews. Those are the people who won. They won that movement. That's what happened in the civil rights movement. That same movement. This is where you get Martin Luther King Jr.'s teachings from. This is where you get a lot of those people, those non-aggressive, let's just work with the system, let's do the political process, everything is going to be, that's what won. This has nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. But even then, when you have those individuals like Martin Luther King, we could call him a coon or whatever he want. The fact of the matter is the man put his life on the line to try to get freedom by the way that he saw. We didn't agree on the methods. The same way how we don't agree. We don't even know what's going on with us right now. In fact, we don't even know what happened to us. We lost. We don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my perception on how I see it. You know what I mean? And then that's it. That's all I wanted to say to you, bro.
Right.
What it do? We got a Thompson one in the building. Peace of the God. So, A1, you want to say anything?
Peace to the panel. Peace to everybody on the panel. What's up, Chief? How you been?
Chilling, man, chilling. Hey, so I want you to kind of address the 1,611 people that they brought here, right?
Yeah.
The Anthony, in the Congo and the Angola people and stuff like that, whatever, right? Because I think I'm gonna have to do a whole build on the whole Angola thing. But
who said they was from Angola or they was from the Congo?
He said because he named 11 people, right?
They all had Spanish names. They all had Spanish names and they came from the Caribbean.
There you go. So he wouldn't let me get to that. He wouldn't let me get to it. So go ahead and break it down for him, brother.
Let me explain. Let me explain it to the brother. Look. The Spanish was taking the Negroes that was in the Caribbean back and forth over the Spain when they had, and also gold too, right? So the English was robbing ships. John Hawkins and Sir Francis Drake were ship robbers. And what they was trying to do was capture the gold, but in the process, they found Negroes on the ship and they brought them back to Virginia. These are not Africans at all. They're not Africans.
All right, my brother, do you know what I'm talking? What area I'm talking about?
You talking about? It's two 1619 stories. You get
I'm
Squanto.
all right. I just wanted so you can be clear because I'm not talking about.
But you are aware that we are taught that in 1619 that the African slave story the African slave trade start, right? You are aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that neither because that's incorrect. So if we want to get real technical with this, in 1526 is the first armed revolt in Florida to Carolinas. Those people, they called them 100 Africans. This is what they call them. Those people revolted. Those people, that's the first time, and in the recorded
it say
record,
African or Negroes?
No, it says they call them African. That's what
you talking. Okay, that's an updated. That's an updated.
Okay, brother. I don't want to.
I already know how you get down with.
No, brother. I don't want to argue with you. I just want to finish that point, and then we can just go on. All I'm saying is in 1526. In the historical records, and the name I'll tell you the name of the books. It's called the History of Revolts, and these revolts is talking about all the revolts that happened in the Americas.
When was the book written?
That book was written in around, I think it was around the 70s or something like that, somewhere around. Okay. But what they're using is you just can't write a book, right? Like if I wrote a book right now, I just can't write a book and start talking about history and just make up some shit and don't have sources that come.
But they weren't calling nobody Africans in 15.
Right, he already knows this though.
Hold on.
Haley did it too.
Okay, hold on.
Alex Haley did too.
Hold on. Let me
hold on.
Let me just make one point.
You can get
Alan, stop wasting your time.
I just want to get it, and then you can go, bro. All I'm saying is I don't agree with the 1619 story. That's not correct.
Okay.
You want to call them Negro? I don't care what you call them. I'm saying those people that were there that was fighting, they did later go into the Seminole tribes, etc., etc. I don't agree with the 1619 story. That's not the first time that you have.
But Seminoles are Negroes first, though, brother.
Right.
What about the maroon colonies and all this other stuff, bro?
Hey, but Chief, hold on. Let me ask him a question. All right, hold on. Let me ask him a question. So, Rob Bourne, look, are you aware that they enslaved 6 million so-called Indians on the northeast seaboard, and all of these so-called Indians was in all these plantations? Listen, in North Carolina, right? Listen, I'm reading a book right now, right? It's called the Kittiwah. It's called Slavery in Carolina Country, right? Listen, right? In in 1770, right before the Revolutionary War started, you notice that they start enslaving all these Indians, right? Now, the Revolutionary War was basically to take the land from the original inhabitants, because that's all that's all the English wanted. All the English wanted was the land, right? So in 1700s, they was enslaving Indians, right? Why aren't none of these Indians showing up on the census? If they was enslaving Indians from the early 1600s, why none of these Indians on the census?
Do you want me to answer that for you, or you want somebody else?
I mean, all right. So look, okay, but also none of these Indian slaves are on the census. Number one, right? Number two, in all other colonies, in all of the 13 colonies, they had Indian slaves that outnumbered what you would think was an African, because remember, they was taking the so-called Indians from here to the Caribbean. Okay? Now, we already know that the Indians here was Negroes. So the people in the Caribbean was Negroes. They always tell you that they brought Africans from the Caribbean. Why is that? They didn't. So the British that had plantations and colonies in the Caribbean, they didn't mix them up with no Indians and bring them back. Because the British had colonies in the North America and the British Caribbean. So if the British was already taking people from here to the Caribbean and putting them on their plantations there and then bringing them back as Negro, because understand this, if by the time the British take control of the Caribbean, right? Why are they still calling people Negroes? Negro is a Spanish word. Because when the Spanish got there, they was already calling the people there Negroes. And we got proof of this. So, I mean, if somebody want to go ahead.
You want me to answer? Okay,
sure.
So, to your first question, why wasn't the people on the census? Why was the Indians on the census? Mm-hmm. You know the year of the first census, right?
Well, the first it's a couple of one, but the one I'm more familiar with, the one 1790.
Okay, so in 1790, right? Mm-hmm. This is what it says.
Yes.
It says representations and direct taxes shall be appropriated among the several states, which may be included within the Union, according to their respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding to the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluding Indians not taxed 3/5 of all other states.
Why wouldn't the end? But the Indians are prisoners of war.
Hold on, my brother.
All right, go ahead.
Let me answer you. Let me answer your question.
Go ahead.
So when we hear about the 3/5 of men, most people will run around and say, okay, they called us 3/5 of a man. Technically, y'all should tell us no. What that was about the political power, right? So when you deal with the House of Representatives and how they had this set up, the amount of people that is in your town determines, or your city or counties determine how much power you have in the House. So because the South had all of those slaves, that would make them always the superpower. So they said, okay, for every 3 persons, that's going to count as 1 person to put to your actual count.
What do that got to do with the two classifications?
My brother, are you going to let me answer, or you going to keep talking?
Because you run
the reason why can I answer you, brother? Please let me answer you. You asked me, I let you talk. So the reason why Indians are not on the census, because they was outside of that term. Whoever wasn't in that colony, they wasn't paying taxes, nor were they was rendered as slaves. So they're not counted in the census. Now,
do you understand what I just asked you?
Hold on, brother. I know what you just asked me, and I'm reading U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 2. It says, as a term, and excluding Indians not taxed. Why Indians are not on that census? They know they're there.
Bro, we talking about Indian prisoners of war. That's my brother. What are you talking about? They not free people. They the fucking in bondage.
Okay, brother, hold on. What I'm trying to tell you.
So why they not enumerated? Why they not enumerated?
Can you let me finish?
Hold on, don't finish right quick.
I'm specifically dealing with the Constitution.
I want to see
what you talking about. You talking about freaking. You talking about.
No, this is.
You don't understand what's going on.
We ain't getting nowhere because I'm trying to tell you, my brother. Whoever's a slave, even if it's a Negro, an Indian, or whatever one of these people who they are counted as that 3/5. They're not counting them as an Indian or none of that. If you a slave, that's what the fuck you are.
Okay,
That's
so if the
status.
Indians
That's
outnumbered
what
the
they
Africans,
did.
so if the Indians outnumbered the Africans on these plantations, do you think it's
I don't
any?
know. I don't know about what you're
okay,
talking
but
about.
you
I never heard of that.
you
Give us.
okay.
All right. Hold on, brother. Now notice when I'm talking to you, right?
Yes,
I give you the name of a book,
Brown
and I'll tell you
University,
where I got it from.
Brown University research.
So
Listen,
when I give you this, yeah, that's that same Google site y'all using.
that ain't no Google site. That's an actual. Listen. The same way you
You
use
wanna
it with
see-
scholarly. The same.
No,
listen.
no,
the same
no.
way,
I don't have a problem with it.
Hold on one second,
I don't-
Alan, bro, hey, bro, you're a little long with it. So what we gonna try to do? We gonna try to go point for point. You see what I'm saying? Because we know you
Nah,
filled up with a
all
lot of
I
knowledge.
had to do,
We know you
talk.
filled
he
up with a
asked
lot
me a
of knowledge.
question.
I know, but
Well,
you
no,
go
we
in.
gotta
You
do it
be
right.
going
He
in,
asked
bro,
Gotta
me-
do
and
it
I
right,
appreciate
I
it.
though.
ain't gonna go in no more.
Right,
I
you
ain't
right.
gonna
I
go in no more.
appreciate it.
He
I
asked
know
me a question.
you be going in on it, but
He
we got a
asked
lot of
me a
people on the
question.
panel, so we gotta do the
That's
point
cool.
for point.
So yeah,
You see what I'm
we
saying?
spread it out.
So you
He
just
asked
make
me a
your point
question.
and
I
then let
answered the
him make
question.
his, and then
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. If we can do it like that, I think it go a
Okay,
little
all
better.
right,
because we
all right. Look, I'm gonna be
All right,
real
cool.
short.
Go ahead,
I'm
man.
gonna be short with
I
her.
would like to get the brother information so we can boogie again. You know, it's other conversations that we need to sit down and have.
We straight
But y'all
we
can,
straight though,
Exactly.
AP.
y'all can,
Exactly. There's a
y'all
bunch
can
of other conversations.
Nah, we ain't ducking. I'm ready to get it. You know what I'm saying? But I like shit to be a little more structured. And right now, we just having a face-off, picking premises that they can
Bro,
be
this
for
how
the,
this shit
for the
always
debate.
It's
gonna
not
be.
even a
Every time we
face-off,
come.
brother. It's a discussion, bro. We not having
Okay,
a
well, the
face-off.
discussion, like, let me get finished. The discussion is.
Go ahead,
If
peace.
I'm
Get in it,
telling
brother.
you, okay, if I'm telling you that in 1770, 2/3 of all slaves in Carolina was Indians. Okay, they stopped the importation of Africans in 1808. So do you really think during the whole, remember in 1776 we got the Revolutionary War, and that war actually lasted all the way into 18 to the last Seminole War. Now the Seminoles, they tell you, right? They was enslaved. They was enslaved, or what's the definition for the Seminole again, Chief Holiday?
Maroon.
No, not the maroon one, not the maroon one. They call them they said they was in bond, or they was escaping from being enslaved. How the fuck do you escape from being enslaved if you was always enslaved? Okay,
Oh no, runaway
these are
slave.
Indians.
Yeah.
These are black Indians
Come
that's
on,
leaving
man.
from the south, from Georgia, Alabama region, because they're trying to take the land. They're trying to push them westward. They're trying to push them, because what you got to understand is this, man. Listen, understand this, right? Listen, Thomas Jefferson had Indian slaves. George Washington had Indian slaves. Andrew Jackson had Indian slaves. Do you see any Indians with the last name Jackson, Jefferson, and Washington? You gotta listen, bro. You gotta use your brain with this shit, bro. These people is lying to us.
Yeah, nah, man. I mean, and they some bright brothers, man. So I don't know why they not getting it, right? It's right in your face. If y'all know there's a plot. So the museums are part of the plot. The schools are part of the plot. The universities are part of the plot. I mean, I don't know why this is not a thing, bro. Like, whenever you're reciting the same things that it was taught to us in these schools, bro, like, that's a problem. Y'all don't see that? Like, y'all have to see this.
Well, here's the interesting thing. I just want to finish building with the brother. Brother, why was the Revolutionary War fought again? What you said it was fought for?
The Revolutionary War was fought to take lands from the Indians.
Take our shit.
You first of all, you taught that it was the white settlers are the British. Why do you think we still pay tithes to the British? So we didn't get free from the British. Obviously, it was something else going on. Now, why you got hold on, let me just make this other point. Why you got Indian tribes fighting with the British against the white settlers? And every time you get an Indian tribe that lost to the British, they captured the British as well and made them slaves. See, when they won in the Revolutionary War, let's say that the white settlers they got Aboriginal Indians fighting with them too, right? And the prisoners of the Indians that they captured, they are enslaving. Do you
what
understand?
type of Indian? What
all right,
though?
so
they was
all
Negro.
All right,
they was Negro.
so okay, so to say this, right?
Yeah.
All right. We deal with the Revolutionary War. You want to disagree with it and say it's some plot, it's a lie. All of the sources add up that these dudes wanted to be free from Britain. Period. When you say about we still pay taxes to them, that's that new age uniform commercial code book that people been perpetuating that. We don't
But
have
the
no
British, but the British, you know something too, Rob
No,
You know
go
that
ahead,
the
bro.
British,
Hold on.
you know that the British
Hey,
was
P.
actually no. Look,
Hey,
the
one,
British
you
was
made a huge
actually
point. You made a huge point. So I want to get
Okay.
this understood. So basically, what you just said, you said that Jefferson had slaves, right?
Yeah.
And you said who was that? Thomas had
Thomas
slaves.
Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, George Washington. Their whole plan
Was
to fight
Indian
against them.
slaves, right?
Listen,
So it's
was
documented
Indian.
that they
Their
had
whole,
Indian slaves.
Yes, bro.
And
Their
so right
whole
this day, you
plot.
can't find no Native Americans with that name. That's your point.
No, you can't, bro.
Right.
Their
So I
whole
want people to
plan was
understand that
fight.
what he's just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Cause y'all be going in, and so sometimes it don't even get the time to sink in. But I be trying to
Yes.
catch it, but y'all be moving so fast from point.
You never seen you tell me a motherfucking Mexican or some Mongoloid walking around with the last name Jackson. Listen, there would be millions of Indian slaves that don't know they Indians right now. Bro, if you was enslaved in the 1600s and by the time 1750 come, that's 100, you lost your whole culture. Only thing you know is that you was indigenous to this land. But you lost your culture and you have been forced to assimilate in European colonialism. Because they all they wanted was the land, bro.
So when I brought this up before you got on, so who's the black loyalists?
The who?
Who are those people? Who's the black loyalists?
They probably assimilated Indians that assimilated through time.
That's right.
They probably assimilated Indians because that's
call,
all that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, like, yo, I don't know about this alternative history you have. I'm just listening. I'm not even go back.
Bro, the missing factor, what you missing, Rob Bourne.
My whole thing is this. My whole thing is
okay.
Here's my whole thing.
Go ahead.
It said
you breaking up, Alan.
You breaking up, big bro. I can't hear you. Go on.
Yeah.
Get a mic check.
You underwater, yeah.
I'm breaking up still?
Yeah, no, you good. Go ahead.
This whole team been talking about the universities, the schools. They lying to us. They doing all of this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They fucking up our history. Now, the stuff I brought here, the little Africa that they called it in the 1600s there in Manhattan.
There's no little Africa in Manhattan, bro. There's no little Africa in Manhattan.
Yo, bro, it's okay. You can argue with me.
You gotta show me evidence.
I don't have a
for something that say African on it.
All you gotta do. That's real easy.
Oh man, this is easy to look up, man. It's easy to look up.
Hold on. I'm gonna do this for you right now. I'm gonna put this in the. So see, the oldest.
You're still kind of breaking up, Alan.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Damn, fix your mic, bro.
Hello? Fucking, I'm outside, bro. I'm not in my house, bro.
Still in Morocco?
Nah, I'm over here now. I'm in the United States. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So I just put something in the back. This is 1693. The buying and selling Negroes. I put it in. They're talking about trying to justify their reason. This is what they say.
Man.
Objection.
Let me ask you a question. What kind of Europeans are they? First of all, what are they? English, Dutch, or what?
They're called Puritans, and the other.
So where would they be from? Like in Europe? Like what land would they be from? What language do they speak?
They speak English.
So why would they call the English called us Moors or called us black? So why would
they called us a bunch of? Hold on, my brother. All I'm doing is this.
Okay, but why would they call you Negroes?
This never happened.
You can say, but that's what the Negro burial ground in Africa.
Yo, can I just read this to you?
All right, go ahead.
I put it in the back for you can see it.
It
says okay, it's remixed. It says the Africans have wars, one with each other. Our ships bring lawful captives taken in their wars. This is their words. This is the oldest tract of anti-slavery. This is the oldest shit that's ever been written about
They
them.
telling you in
say this.
reverse. They didn't bring no
Okay,
people
they lying.
in.
Okay, brother. Okay, whatever I show
They came in
you.
to take the land.
Oh
And
my
the land,
All right,
God.
bro.
listen.
Okay, cool, brother. Whatever
I
I
get
show
triggered
you,
by
you
Africa,
just gonna
boy.
say that it's reverse.
Ain't
It's
no
white
such
man
thing as
bullshit.
Africa, my dude.
Okay,
Yeah,
ain't
you
no such
get
thing as
triggered,
Africa.
man.
Fine. All
Ain't no
I'm
nothing to
saying
get
is,
triggered for. You're not an African.
all I'm
Yeah,
saying is,
that's why you keep getting emotional, man. Jumping in.
Listen, I'm an
all,
Aboriginal American, bro.
all I'm gonna say is this: from the whole
That shit
time,
sounds stupid as hell, bro.
I
from
mean,
the whole.
you saying you're African sounds stupid. Where you from
Okay,
in Africa?
that's fine. So the whole time that we've been talking, niggas saying fuck universities, fuck schools, fuck this, that. But these are
No,
the
I'm not saying that actually, Rob Born, because you know
Yeah,
what?
we
have
don't
to
say
have,
that.
Listen, we
Say
have
that.
to have some. We have to
I'm
have
taking it over.
something
I
to
want
measure. But you know
control.
what though?
I want
listen,
power.
look,
They keep
look,
saying
okay.
Indians, but ain't naming no Indian tribes. That shit crazy to me. That's
What
the
you
same
mean,
thing
no
as saying
Indian
Africa.
tribe? What
That's
are you
weird.
talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking
Name
about?
the tribe
Where-
that was in the Carolinas. Name. Give me five.
in the Carolina, well, you
Give
got
me
the
five.
Yamasee. Okay, you got the Yamasee, you got the Chickasaw, you got the Chickasaw, the Chickasaw, you got the Cherokee or the Aniyawanya, the Talasagi. You got the Creek, you got the
Do you know what a Creek Indian is?
You got the Hawassi, you got the Chickamauga, you
There
got
you
the
go.
Oneida. I mean,
You know what a Creek Indian is?
What? What's a Creek Indian, my dude?
It's a mix of African and Indian.
It ain't no African, bro.
That's not true, bro. That's not true. That's
That
not
is
true at all.
Chris,
Come
like,
on, man.
man.
See, that's what I'm saying, fam.
Hold on, I
Like
gotta
that
get
right there. Hold
let me get
on,
this. I
bro.
gotta get the
Oh
Clippers
my
now.
God,
Oh man. You said that's not
bro.
true?
Hey, bro,
Okay.
listen.
there you
Hey,
go.
so check it out, right? See, that's the result of
Hold on, man. He
indoctrination.
said it's not
Once
true.
again, remember there's a plot, and you guys know there's a plot. So you act like these people they're not using miseducation to get social and political and economic power in America. We set this government up. This was already running before they came here, man.
That's right.
They're
Word, we
lying
set
about
up.
history. They're
Word.
lying about history,
Bro, you
and
had
you are
judges in
perpetuating.
you had black
They
judges
lying
in
about
17.
history,
Word, we
but
got a
Yeah.
black president.
you
Who the
guys
black
Yeah,
said
they're
that's
president?
not
lying.
Who
They
true.
the
whitewash history. First off,
who the black
everybody black.
president? Who the black president?
Hey,
You
hold
talking
on.
about?
No,
John
no.
Hampton? Who the
George
No,
Washington.
tell him to answer it. No, tell him to
Answer that shit, my nigga.
Bro,
Who is
my
the
dude,
black
my
president,
dude,
nigga?
my
Hey,
dude.
is that
Let
it?
him
That's
come
all.
in.
That's all you gonna do. That's
You
what you got.
gotta answer that shit right there.
Oh, no. All right, okay, listen.
Who the
I
black
wasn't even gonna-
president?
Listen, I wasn't even gonna say nothing about no black president, but check this shit out, right? You
Yeah, we
had
checking
black
it out.
you had black judges in 1759. Okay? And this is facts. You had black judges in 1759.
Cool.
You
Tell
had
us one.
Black or
Tell us
Indian?
one.
Which
Tell us
one?
the. Tell us
Black or
the.
Indian?
Hold up,
I
hold
assume
on
that
one
he
second.
probably was assimilated Indian.
Hold on one second, bro. Before you do that, you have to name some African one too. So it has to be. If
Man,
you
they don't
ask
know
a
shit
question,
about Africa, bro. They need to
you
shut
got
the
to be
fuck
able to
up.
answer it too. So that's something
They don't
that
know
a lot
nothing
of
about
people.
Africa.
That's something
That's
a lot
crazy.
of people do. They
No,
ask a lot of questions that they themselves answer. I'm not saying
this
you're
is
doing that.
entertainment for
I'm
me.
not saying
Because y'all just
they're
sound
doing
crazy.
that. But
There's
if
mental
you're
illness all
Talking
African,
about
over here.
you should be
Chickasaw is
able to do
black
this. You
and
should be able to do the
Indian.
same thing.
That's
You
slow,
see what I'm
bro.
saying?
That's slow as fuck,
We got
bro.
to
That's
keep that
funny as
fair.
Come on,
hell,
fam.
But man,
I
y'all
never said
hostile,
nothing
Niggas know
about
boy.
no
what the
damn
creek
Chickasaw.
is.
That just tell you how
He was
much
off
mental illness
like
Bro,
you
he
got.
that's
knew his
slow, bro.
position and shit.
And you had a
You know what
nerve
the
to be.
creek
You
is?
saying a
But
creek?
it gotta
Like
go.
you
It gotta
You
go
telling
both
me a
ways. So
creek?
you need to have some Egyptian tribes and some other tribes, whatever,
He ain't
whatever.
got no goddamn
Egyptian.
You
tribe.
need
They
to have
He ain't
can't
some
got
of
no
name
those
tribe.
no
too.
They don't.
tribes,
Hey, look.
man. You
You see what I'm
can't
He
even
ain't
saying?
no
tell us
shit
So
what
about
just to
tribe
be
Africa, bro.
you
fair,
from.
Please
just
shut
to be
up.
Hold
fair,
on,
it
hold
has
on,
to
hold
go
on, hold
both
on, hold on,
ways.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's get back to the
But
premises
this
of the
brother
deal.
been waiting for a while
Y'all
though.
niggas is
He's been
crazy.
waiting for a while, and so is AP. So you
Go
see,
ahead.
I'm
AP.
enjoying laughing on here. Continue.
Oh,
It's funny.
You should be laughing.
Where you from in
Yeah,
Africa?
I'm from America. I was
Okay,
born here,
so why you repping Africa then?
but my family is from Africa. That's why.
Prove it. Prove it.
Your family from Africa.
Prove it.
what part of your
What do you
family
mean?
from
Prove it.
Africa?
Where your
Prove
family
it.
from?
Prove that you're
Prove it.
American Indian.
That's
Prove it.
easy.
Oh, we can prove
That's
that.
That's
easy.
easy.
Easily. We
That's
can prove that
super
Prove
easily.
it. How
easy.
are you gonna prove it?
Super easy.
We
I
can prove
got
that easy,
color on my
bro.
It's on your
look,
birth
look,
certificate.
I got
Put your
color
birth
Nah,
on
you,
look.
you
certificate in
want to
the
see some
chat.
Genealogy.
paperwork? You want the
See,
white man to
It's
come and
called
tell you that,
Put
bro.
your birth
genealogy.
certificate in the
hey, look,
chat.
hey,
Crazy.
listen. Hey, let me just
You call
explain
that,
something
Hold
to you,
bro.
on,
right?
hold on. How
Look,
can you be an Indian?
hold
What
up.
did your parents
Listen,
name you? Then what did their parents name you? Then what did their parents before them name you?
My parents are Indians. So I was not,
your parents are Indian. Your parents are Indian. Show me an Indian custom that you practice today Show me the religion. Show me the cosmology.
We eat
Okay, now also you have to understand, sir. You need to do the same exact thing for Africa, okay?
You
So you
cannot
need
show me.
hold up. You need to name the same exact thing.
No. Answer the question.
Okay, he's gonna answer it. He's gonna answer it.
Tell
But you
me
need
an
to name
Indian
the same
custom and
exact
tell me
thing.
what Indian tribe you're from that you practice.
He's gonna answer that, and then you gotta name the same thing for Africa. You see what I'm saying? Because if you understand, when Africans is talking to Africans, they don't call themselves Africans.
That's right.
Just like in New York,
Bro,
New Yorkers don't call
you're
themselves New
using a
Yorkers to
dumb
New Yorkers.
argument. That don't make sense.
You see what I'm saying?
We know Africans don't call themselves
So why you claiming the whole continent?
That's a totally
So
different thing.
that's
But I'm not claiming an Indian to
but
be in
let AP
America.
name his lineage. Go ahead,
But
AP, bust your lineage out, and then you go bust his out.
Hold on. Let me clear it up. This is what you got to name. You got to show the cosmology. You got to show the religion that you practice. And you got to show the culture and the custom.
Okay, let him do it. Let him do it. Go ahead.
So
You're going to do the same
Show
thing, right? And you're going to do the same thing where you're from, right?
Show us. I'm going to show you what I practice.
Okay. No. We got to be where you from. We not talking about no Egyptian shit or some other place.
I don't deal with Egypt.
We talking about
that's a bad assumption. So you already lost there.
So no,
show me. Show me
go ahead, AP.
Custom,
go ahead,
the
AP.
religion, the cosmology, and all of that.
Okay,
we still smoke.
Go ahead, AP. Go ahead.
We still smoke tobacco. We eat cornbread. We eat fish on Fridays, and we worship the seventh day. And it's all things that Aborigines was doing. Listen, like I just said.
I said, show it to me. You just tell me.
I ain't gotta show you.
You got something to show?
Wait. Just let him talk. Let him talk, bro. And then you gonna get your chance to talk. You gonna get your chance to talk, okay? Let him finish.
I want him to show me that.
He's doing it right now as you speak.
Listen. Let me ask
no,
you
he's just telling me. I want to
I know, but can he tell you first, and then you
no,
say yours?
Because telling me, I can say anything. You can tell me anything.
I want to just let him say it.
Show me the document.
Okay, wait.
Show me the document. I don't want to hear no talking.
Okay,
just show the document.
Okay, well, let him say it first, and then you say yours, and then
no,
we get documents.
I don't want to hear it. You can say anything.
Okay, but the document's gonna prove
it. Listen, he ain't gonna let
you can't show it. Hold on. If you can't show it,
you asking stuff that you can't answer, man. That looks very bad. That looks very bad, bro. Out of all fairness, you know what I'm saying?
No, bro, that ain't fair. You got to show the customs. Show how you're Indian.
So you want him to show you how he made cornbread?
How they practice the cosmology. Show that. I don't want to hear you talk. You can talk till you blue in the face.
Okay, so he show his, and then you show yours, right?
This nigga just said he eat cornbread, and that's a custom. Custom of who?
Oh, okay.
So where's the document?
Okay, so let's
get
first
off,
so he show his
customs. Who's customs, bro? What the hell is you talking about?
Hold on.
You're not even letting him talk. You're just cutting him out.
If you can't, hey,
let's check out his request real quick. He's requesting that somebody show some documents.
We trying to tell him he don't accept. He's not listening.
It's easy, bro. He just broke down 3 different things. He said, how can he look that up? Go to our motherfucking YouTube page. We've been teaching at the American.
You have been passed out to your family. I wait.
Listen,
do y'all jump rooms too?
Monkey
brain.
It's
640 food bro. 600 of them are native to the Americas.
Come on, man.
40 native food.
Fried rice.
Let him go. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Name what you got on your tribe.
What's the name of the tribe first? Let's go there.
Okay, now let's just build, man.
Boy look like he's straight off the damn slave boat. What tribe you from, man? Can y'all give us a tribe?
Right, this usually what happens when people try to make a mockery of us. They ask these questions that they can't answer, and so it's kind of it's a little offensive. You see what I'm saying? Especially when you know the people, especially when you know the shit that we went through. So it's almost as like you trying to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a little offensive. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm expressing that to you, and I'm you know. But if you really want to know, you know what I'm saying? If you're asking it in genuine, fashion. You know what I'm saying? Then we action it back to you in real fashion.
His mic muted. Unmute his mic or some shit.
I didn't mute him. I don't even.
Nah, he muted. He getting coached probably right now. Like, hey, don't say this, don't say that.
Right.
No, somebody muted my mic. I didn't mute my own mic.
Okay.
Do you have
somebody muted my mic?
Go ahead. Sorry about that. But go ahead. We want to know. Start with what
tribe? Eat fried rats on the stick.
Share with us. Let's get Alan
Actually,
back
we
here.
need to find out what country first. What country you from?
What country you from?
There go Alan right there.
Yeah, what's up?
You from a whole
What?
landmass?
Y'all still arguing about this shit?
No, I asked him. He said he's American Aborigine. So I asked him to show me a cosmology, do some backtracking of your
Oh my
ancestors.
God.
No, hold on, Alex.
We just
Of their
Let him go.
ancestors.
Let him go. It's his turn. Let him go.
Hold on. He gotta show his family. He gotta show his family lineage.
I don't have to show
Practicing
you
a certain
shit.
religion,
shit.
cosmology.
It's
you
his
gotta
call.
do
Let
it.
him go.
Hold on.
Let him
He
go.
told me that.
No,
He told me a
no.
part of his culture is eating cornbread on
No.
Thursday.